We are live. We are live. Welcome to Hack Shack Studios. RT Bear here, 40-year comic book veteran of this wacky industry that we all know and love. At least a lot of us, are kind of fallen out of some of the love now, but we still love comic books. Maybe not current comic books done by Marvel and DC, but we love comic books nonetheless. All right, you guys. This is Pontificators. This is a Wednesday night. And we got a good show for you tonight. We're gonna spotlight some killer campaigns. We're gonna promote. So we all have our used car salesman demeanor on. We're all gonna these are the leather bucket seats. This is automatic, whatever disc drive, blah blah blah, automatic transmission, power windows, power brakes. We're going to get into it, and we got some really cool campaigns lined up, and we're going to talk them up and try to get some eyes on these campaigns because they deserve eyes, and more importantly, they could use some support. So hopefully you guys are game, and as always, feel free to chime in the chat because we read everything from you guys, and we interact with you. So always feel free to chime in. So we got Last Ghost. He says, "Hey Art," and this sounds funny, but I said, "Hey fan of good comics." What I meant is, "Hey fans," but it sounds like I'm singling them out, which is probably okay. We got Spaceman Spiff. No, it's just Spaceman. Hell to the T-Bear. Yes, hell right back to you. We got this guy named Clint Helinski. He's hailing everybody. But yeah, without further ado, we got a full house here, but we're still kind of waiting. Some people are having some technical problems. So I'm going to get the two guys in here that have their technical problems worked out. So without further ado, we have the sexiest man in comics, Mr. Clint Helinski. What's up, brother?
Hey, Art, what's going on, man? I saw I just caught a little piece in the news. There's like fires in Texas. Hopefully they're far away from you.
Yeah, they are. And it's been very windy here. So I think between wind, and it's not really dry here. So I don't know what parts of Texas, but it seems like it'd be hard to set, not impossible, but where we're at, yep. It's kind of more southern. So it's pretty moist, pretty wet. So
moist, damp,
yeah,
damp and moist.
Yes, that Southern California where I lived, desert climate. It's lethal, man. You have a little spark, you have some wind, and
I would imagine a lot of those houses are just like sliding into the ocean as we speak right now.
They've had a lot of rains.
I'll see those mega mansions and just the washout in front of their the cliffs. And it's like, oh, that was smart to put, $64 million into your house on a cliff that's made mostly of mud.
Yeah, my brother designs $1 million estates, and he designed parts of the house that were used in what was the Arnold movie, Last Action Hero?
Oh, Last Action Hero, sure.
And so that Malibu house on the cliff that's in the climax where they drive the van through and everything, that area, he designed that big glass foyer and the staircase that goes up and everything. And so the backyard is right on the cliff. It's on a cliff. So the backyard goes out, and then it's just a sheer cliff to the ocean. And so I asked him, I said, how do you avoid just washing this backyard out? And he said, there's 50-foot pilasters into the bedrock of this hill.
Sure.
He said the whole hill could go, up to, I guess, 50 feet or whatever, but it could slide away and the whole backyard will still be standing. Yeah. So I'm sure that cost $1 billion of engineering, but yeah, some of those houses, but some of them, they don't engineer like that. They will slide. Yeah. They'll go. Our house in Corona, we had a fire that basically just destroyed the hill. And then the next winter we had floods. We had a lot of water, so there was nothing on the hill to hold any of the soil.
Oh yeah, so everything just
we had mud and
downhill.
Yeah, everything in the backyard. It was pretty crazy. But let's get Mr. Comic Book Bob in here,
Bob,
and we can talk about
a
houses
lot of people,
flooding and all kinds of good
a
stuff.
lot of
So,
people in the chat
Oh,
already too. That's
yeah.
oh,
good.
that's good. Hey,
Texas
Bob,
is
what's
on fire. It sounds like they were visiting Disney.
up? What parts of Texas do you have that up?
No, I heard it was.
It was Canada or it was some weird version of Canada. It was the name of the city.
Yeah, like the town of Canada, Texas is like literally freaking surrounded by fire. They can't get out.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
That's got to be more like I guess east. No, it would be more
Yeah.
west from
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
Texas Panhandle wildfires spread across 850,000 acres.
Oh shit!
Yikes.
Because like there's parts of Texas that are pretty dry. Like even Austin is kind of it's a little like California actually. They get more rain, but it's still kind of dry there. So yeah, let's see. We do have people in the chat. Let's catch up. We got Richard Doop. Hell Pontificators. Indeed. Let's see what Spaceman has to say. Art King streaming all over tonight. You, Ethan Graham. Yeah. It's a good night to stream. So we appreciate you guys. There's a lot of competition, so we appreciate you coming and checking us out. Lasco68 says, always a great show with the Pontificators. Thank you, man. Edwin the Ace, what's up? 3 coming soon. So you guys got that to look forward to. So maybe we can get some love for Edwin, because that's what we're doing. Promote. All right, man. So so our hearts are and prayers are going out to those people. Hopefully everything works out with these fires, because it's a horrible place to be. I think it wasn't under a year before we left Corona, California. We got caught in one of those wildfires, and we were like minutes away from just taking over the neighborhood. Like as we were driving out of there, we saw the fire just coming over the hill, and it moves fast. And these were like 50, 60-foot flames. Somehow our house was spared, but it burned all the way up to the property line, all the way up. I asked the firemen, and I said, thank you for stopping the fire. They said, we didn't do anything. We just watched it. And I said, well, how did it stop right here? He goes, it just ran out of fuel.
Yeah.
So that's what happens sometimes, is it'll burn.
Wait not to mow your grass. Wait to let your yard die, Art. You saved your entire house. I'll water the lawn next week, honey.
Oh, no. Well, what happens is we had those like Spanish tile roofs. And what happens is those embers, they can go into under the tiles. Yeah, and they can get caught in your attic area and stuff, and they can cause fires from within. It's a scary shit, man. Scary shit.
No doubt.
I'm glad we're just kind of in, I think, tornado territory now. So that's all we got to worry about here.
Yeah, that's all you got to worry about is the finger of God.
It's like every spot is like got their thing. It's tornadoes, hurricanes, flash floods, fires, mudslides. It's like, what part of the country are you in that you have to worry about this so and so kind of natural phenomenon happening?
Well, you guys have snow, man. There's all those fail videos of just people like leaving their houses to their car and just slipping and just cracking their skulls, man. Like, I'm sure more people die on
our news guy. I'm northern Minnesota, and we usually just get dumped on with snow and freezing cold. And actually, yesterday it was in the morning. It was below zero. It was like 10 below zero in the morning, but we don't have any snow. Like, I don't have snow in my yard. I have brown grass. There's no snow up here. We got a dusting of snow the other day, but it melted in the sunshine. We're at, for the year, 18 inches of snow. And it has been awesome, because now I see how like the rest of the country kind of like lives in, like, I can drive anywhere and like just not even think about ice. But our weather guy, we got a really good weather guy up here, and he pointed out that every leap year is the least amount of snow that we've gotten. So whenever a leap year comes around, however El Nino or however those weather patterns work, we get the least amount of snow, because last year we got the most amount of snow we've ever had, and it was miserable. So it's a weird thing with the weather that goes on. People like the little lefties like to get all bent out of shape. They're like, oh, climate change, global warming. It's like, no, there's weather patterns and they shift from year to year. It has nothing to do with electronic cars or whether you make sure that all
that's
your
ego,
bottles,
man. That is sheer ego when a human being thinks that they can affect climate to that extent. Like Adam Carolla points out, it's like we had meteorites hit the earth, we had ice age, we had all this shit. The earth is still here. You know what I mean? That's way more impactful than anything we've ever done to the earth. And it's all ego to think like, oh, your footprint, your eco footprint is going to make that much of a difference. It simply isn't. I think it's a good idea not to take advantage and push, fate and to look out after the planet and stuff like that. I think that's a good thing. But to this extent, it's nuts. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
They become zealots for it. It becomes their religion. The whole EV electronic car thing, it is a farce. It does nothing for the environment. And all of these electronic cars are going to be sitting in piles in 10 years. Like they're going to be taking up landfills and junkyards, and all those batteries, that mining that they did for those batteries is going to be worse to the environment than anything that like gas driven cars, electronic cars. Yeah, me and Richie are like 100% electric cars are a joke. They're not doing anything to save the environment.
They're not even practical. They're not practical for the user. And also just play those videos of those kids mining that whatever the hell that cobalt. Yeah, holy shit, man. Barefoot kids digging with their bare hands, pulling shit out of there and stuff like that. It's exploitive. And also they said like it is that will impact the environment. Like mining this stuff, it's like all the oil and stuff like that, we've kind of figured out how to do it, where it's at. So it's all centralized and it's all kind of organized and controlled. I mean, accidents still happen, but the thing is, we're not digging up, tons of, areas to try to find, these new oils and stuff like that. It's pretty much what it is. And we won't know what this cobalt impact is going to be for decades. You know what I mean? Like if they keep mining for this stuff, it's like, well, what's the world going to look like then, Greta Thunberg? God. How dare you little bitch?
Yeah, she was a paid for actor that like caught the attention, and then the green tree hugging left just dumped money into her, and she just wanted to keep it going. Her authenticity is zero with me. She saw her opportunity and she ran with it for as long as she
I think
could.
her parents saw the her parents are actors.
Both
of her parents, they were actors. Yeah.
Well, it'll be funny to see how much of that money they take off of her, because the acting parents with a child who's successful, that's a notorious story in Hollywood.
Ask Corey, what's his name? Corey Feldman.
Any of the Coreys, any Doogie Howser, Punky Brewster, all the child actors, Arnold from Different Strokes, their parents ripped them off.
Yeah. It's and how they do it is they collect a paycheck or something, right? They kind of work themselves into the contract. I think parents,
the kids can't have. Like the kids, I think legally can't have bank accounts, basically.
Right.
And so they did create a law to protect child actors, but it's only 15%. So
wow, that's
15% of their income gets set away in basically. I'm not thinking of the right word for it.
Accounts.
But an account that they can't touch till they're 18. So 15% and Macaulay Culkin, I think, was one of the ones that kind of helped set this up. But like,
his whole family acts,
Yeah, but I think the parents were a little sketch in the beginning too. So
Yeah.
yeah, so it's like there's long stories of parents ripping their kids off when
Yeah,
they're child
definitely.
actors.
Yeah, I know that Bob has a lot of those stories because he was a child actor way back in the 80s.
Was Bob
Yeah.
a Gerber's baby?
No,
Bob was a
no,
Gerber
I was
baby.
Mikey.
It
You
was
were
Mikey.
Give him
Do the line. Do the line.
Do the
He likes it. He likes it.
He likes it. Hey, Mikey.
Hey, Mikey.
I don't think Mikey even spoke. It was the other kids, right?
yeah, it was
Oh,
his
yeah.
older brothers.
Yeah. So all you had to do is eat that
All I
crap.
had to do is sit there and eat that shit, and then you saw what that. You see the results of that.
You're the healthy.
This is what high
boy,
fructose
light.
corn syrup does to your body, guys.
Let
Light
this be a warning.
cereal.
Let this be a warning to
Yeah.
you.
This is not the after picture. This is the before.
This is the
This
before.
is what life does to you. It runs you over.
Gets you on your knees and beats you with a crowbar.
I like that people think I'm fat. I'm gonna have to like take pictures of myself and put them up. Like you're fat, and I'm like,
Who
no.
is saying you're fat?
Well, a lot of the bros. Let me just single
Oh.
one. Let me just single one
it's the
guy out.
beard. It's the beard.
Andy Smith.
No.
And Graham, I think, in one of his comics, he drew me, and I'm a little portly in there. Yeah.
You got a little bit of the dead bud.
You got well. I do have a dad bod, so I'm not saying I'm rock hard or anything, but I'm not exactly fat.
Well, Graham's got to be around your age, and he's still pretty yoked and
He's
jacked.
pretty jacked, yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
making any accusations, but like I know some older
You
guys.
think, you think he's
the
on
queue.
gear?
I don't want to create a controversy.
Yeah, but you know he is the exception to the 62-year-old rule.
It's the he's on TRT.
You know what I love? Like Graham and I kid each other about like age, and then Graham always like he calls me an old man. There's a month difference between our age. We broke in the same year, I think, and we're the same age. So I think that's funny.
We got to try and I mean I'm sure you could probably pull it off, but I want to have Graham on the show because I know Graham left Batman at one point to go do a newspaper cartoons. I think it was a Rex Morgan MD.
I know he did Phantom. He did the Phantom.
I think for some reason I think he did one of the like everyday like newspaper cartoons too. And I could be wrong.
He did.
Yeah.
I think he did the Phantom, and he did do something else as well.
Yeah. I would love to just hear a little bit about working for syndicated cartoons in the newspaper because it's totally different than comics. We should try and like set up a show and just talk about that because whenever you're a comic book artist, you're growing up and you're talking to people that don't know anything about comics, you tell them, oh yeah, I draw comics. They're like, oh, like Peanuts in the newspaper, because like most people only know the cartoons, although nowadays aren't even newspapers, but
right,
like we all grew up where they, you know, that was their first impression. But I would love to hear from Graham about just working in the newspaper business and the cartoons a little bit, just because nobody knows a lot about that. So it'd be really interesting to hear an insider's perspective of how that is.
Yeah, he's got a lot of those stories, and he'll tell you, man, it's a grind. It is.
Oh, it's gotta be. It's gotta be.
Yeah,
you're just cranking out. It's only 3 panels, but you're cranking them out.
Yeah, and he does the Sunshine State. That's his comic strip.
Oh,
so
okay.
he does. So you guys look that up, Sunshine State, and that's Graham Nolan, and it's usually 3 to 4 panels, and they're his own characters. And he just does it. You know, he just puts it out there. Let me see if I can find it. Graham Nolan. Graham. Noland. Sunshine.
This year.
State. I am a little slow here. Comics publishing. Let's just see what comes up there. Boom. Include Sunshine State Yeah, here it is. Here's some images. GrahamNolan.com. Yeah, okay, I found it. Boom, ba boom, ba boom. Invite. I don't want to invite no one. I want to present. Let's show off some Graham Nolan stuff.
He's got a whole book of them, doesn't he?
Yeah.
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 You can get it on Amazon. Matter of fact, I'll link it.
Do you have it already? I'm for some reason. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah.
I got it.
There we go.
Oh, cool.
Copied it.
So yeah, this is Graham Nolan, I think .com, or it's GrahamNolan.com /Sunshine State. I gotta slow down.
Cool.
Yeah, they're great characters. Get the net, Dink.
Here we go. Graham.
That is a great scan. You see how you got to see, like that's taking advantage of the format right there.
Oh yeah.
In life, as in fishing, often there are big things beneath the surface. That's cool.
That's my dad.
Awesome. Oh, I love the crocodile and is it a gull? Is that a gull?
Yeah, I think it's a what are those called with they eat the fish?
It's a pelican.
Oh, pelican. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Pelican. I think there's what the hell is that dude supposed to be, like a surfboard or a giant cockroach? What the hell?
It's a crocodile or an alligator.
Yeah, there's a dude on the cover of his book, and he's reading a book, and he looks like a cockroach, like a giant cockroach.
Oh, look, Graham's in the book.
He drew himself in.
Yeah, Graham's in the book here, but Graham's got hair. Look at how big that drawing board is. Holy shit, man.
I know, Jesus.
That's a
Graham is wee. He's Jimmy Reyes sized.
Is this what you're talking about? This little whatever this
Yeah,
thing is?
and what the heck is that dude supposed to be?
I don't know.
I bet it's some sort of Florida bug.
It's a
giant, giant cockroach. Yeah, but anyways, this is good stuff. It's fun. It's all just pure Graham Nolan goodness. Shows that he's got a great sense of humor. I think this thing started in 2017. So I do believe there's mugs and there's all kinds of other things that you can buy to support him on that. But it's fun stuff. Graham, you can't deny that he loves this art form, man. It's in his DNA, as in most of us. The same thing. So maybe we should start spreading some love here and put the spotlight on some campaigns here. So what do you got, Clint?
You bet. Let me pull it up here. I actually haven't gone through Indiegogo in a little while, so it was kind of good to kind of go through and see what stuff's floating around out there. But this is a book that I had spotted before. I think I just
let me make an announcement to the chat. Hey, you guys in the chat, if there's a campaign that you want to give some love to, just put it in the chat. Bob will get it, and we'll give a little spotlight for that as well. So here we go. Oh, Shield Masters! Look at that.
Yeah. So this is I spotted this a while back, and I love retro superhero stuff, so this is kind of right up my alley. And it's called Simon and Kirby Heroes: The Fly, Fighting American, Private Strong, Bullseye, Stuntman, and more. So this is definitely, and it's Simon Studios. I haven't.
Are these public domain characters? Because I know The Fly.
I think some of them must be, and then I think they have a tie with Joe Simon Studios. I think there's some ties to that. So
yeah, because Fighting American, The Fly, and Stuntman, I do know are there's Simon, Joe Simon Creations, and they may be public domain. Because wasn't Fighting American? Was that the Rob Liefeld? Didn't he?
Rob got it. Rob licensed it for a little segment there, but I don't think he ever actually owned.
What happened is he got the license to use the character, but he had to change him because he made him look different. And what he did, the whole reason he did is because he had all those breakdowns and stuff done for that Captain America run that he had he ended up getting kicked off of. So he's like, well, I'm just going to use these and make a whole nother story out of it.
Yeah, he used So
And nothing goes to waste with that guy.
No, yeah, he was trying to use all the work that he had to make some more money off of it. And I mean, those books came out, so the introduction, this comic features glorious introductions by the icon Alan Moore. So they got an Alan Moore introduction, which is really pretty cool.
Wow.
So this is seriously tied into the comic book industry. They've got a lot of pros working on this. Joe Rubenstein is doing a lot of the inking on some of this stuff. This is the classic Superman versus Ali. So they kind of did an homage to that of the Shield Master fighting the Shield Master with throwing some more modern day faces in there. But
yeah, I can see Harrison Ford. I can see
Yep.
what's it, Mike Tyson.
Yeah, I see. I think that's yeah, Brad Pitt is by Tyson.
Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Yep. Johnny Depp's up in the front row.
Yeah, there's a lot of celebrities in there. I don't know if that's Stallone in the front there, but just kind of fun homages to classic superhero stuff. And I mean, they've already done. They're in demand now. They've already done over 7,500 with 176 backers. So this campaign is successful. It's going to happen.
I wonder what. Hold on.
Yep.
What is the Simon Studios? Is this Joe Simon's estate? Is Joe Simon still around?
No, I don't think Joe Simon is. But
I think it's Jim. The creative team is Jesse Simon, which I think is his son or his grandson,
Okay.
and then Jim Simon.
Yeah,
Okay,
there's a couple of
Simons.
Simons. Yeah, there's a couple of Simons involved down here lower. So Jesse Simon, and then Jim Simon, and
Jim looks like it must be a grandkid or something.
Yeah, so Jim wrote the highly acclaimed The Comic Book Makers with his father Joe and former editor of Sick magazine. Jim worked very closely with his father. So Jim Simon is Joe Simon's son.
And then Jesse looks like maybe is a
grandson or something.
A grandson, yeah.
Yeah. So
I think that picture right there, I think that's the three of them, and that the
he's a kid.
That's Jesse when he was a lot younger.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah. So it is the family involved with these characters, Joe Simon's estate, and this is the creative team. And again, Joe Rubenstein, inker for Marvel for years and years and years, and Giovanni Amaro is the artist on the interior work. But just fun stuff. Classic retro superheroes, the kind of stuff that I'm a big fan of, that I've done a lot of stuff with my own books. So yeah, I've been really excited to see this project kind of get off the ground and do well. So if you guys haven't checked this out yet, it's got a lot of the stuff that we enjoy about superhero comics that we kind of don't get anymore from Marvel and DC. And it's, based off of the classic stuff that we all grew up on. And I mean,
you're supporting like the Simons, and helping out the family there. And I'm sure Joe Rubenstein could use a couple bucks too.
There's a couple pages of interior art that they have looking at there. It doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's a little simplistic, but it's very clean and retro.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice looking stuff. To get the Shield Master character, that's kind of their main guy. And I think this is the one that like the Simon family owns outright, I'm guessing. So
yeah, the story says that he made it in 1998.
Yeah, so after the fact. So
there's a Tyler Kirkham character or a cover in there too. I saw.
Yeah, it was up here. Let me pull that back up. Yeah,
Tyler Kirkham right there.
Yep.
I think you can see, where is it? I thought it was right above.
Right here. I think this is the Kirkham character or cover.
No. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
No, that's the that's
Sean.
Yeah. There was another one in there I saw.
Yeah, I'm not sure where
I saw another piece of artwork. Yeah, keep going.
Well, there's that at the bottom there. They have like 4 of them right next to each other, and
Well,
then
this is like a classic retro Joe.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, that's not it. Keep going. Keep
no,
going.
no. If you go
keep
further
going.
down, I think is where it's at.
Is where it's at. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can definitely tell it's Tyler Kirkham.
Yeah, keep going.
Oh, so what? I'm guessing one of the Shield Master covers, right?
No, keep going.
No,
Okay.
none of those are.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Shield
Keep
Master.
going.
Shield Master.
One of those right there, I think, is it.
That's the bottom.
That one on the bottom there.
I don't know. That doesn't look like Tyler's work.
No.
No, there was one. There was. I swear I saw.
Yeah,
one.
yeah. I don't know.
The only one. Yeah, the only one is that.
I don't know. I keep missing it.
The only one is that one where it's like the 40. You got the $45 and $65 in front of it.
Okay,
That's
that's
it.
weird, man. I must have just been hallucinating. It's all the drugs.
It's all the
Hey,
drugs.
man,
It
did a
finally gets
lot
up
of
with
crazy
you,
stuff in the 70s, man.
Yeah,
Finally catching up with you.
we
But
sure
but
did.
even so, they got a lot of great creators on here. Got a lot of cool variant covers.
Oh, Tom Morgan. Okay, Tom does a great retro.
Oh yeah.
Like look. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought I recognized some of this stuff.
Oh yeah, right here. Yeah, this is great.
The Tom Morgan piece. Yeah.
Wraparound cover for it. So a lot of fun stuff. A lot of great creators involved.
You know
in this
what?
book.
Do me a favor and keep scrolling slowly up. I swear I saw.
We've been through every inch of this friggin' thing. It's there, goddamn.
I know I've seen it.
I seen it.
I'm not making this shit up.
I swear to God. Why are you messing with me, God?
Oh man, we're running out of space. We're running out of space.
Oh wait, there's. Oh, it's not that either.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm wrong then. I'm
But
wrong,
either
but
way,
I'm right.
a great campaign, great creators, a really good looking book. So, and stuff that I'm all a fan of. I love the retro heroes. I love the patriotic heroes, and they just got a lot of fun stuff in this book. So,
And these are Simon and Kirby creations. I assume all of these. So it says the Return of the Fly, the Private Strong, Fighting American, Bullseye Stuntman, and Captain 3D. So these are characters that have been around for a while,
yeah.
and this is sanctioned by the Simon family. So this is the real deal, you guys. This isn't knockoff shit. This is the real deal. I think we can get this thing beyond this 7657. So you guys check that out, and if you like what you see, give it a backing, man. It's good stuff. All right.
Cool.
All right. We got JG or GJ.
God, man, you got
DJ. I'm dyslexic. All right. Martinez, let's see what he has to say here. I'm doing good here. You and Bob just talking in the chat here.
Trying to drive up, man. Ethan's killing us.
Ethan kills us every night, you know.
God,
like
man.
the dude's a
if you're trying to find a night Ethan isn't on with a big audience,
Forget
good
it.
luck with that.
Yeah, forget it.
But you know what? We get a lot of
we get a lot of
people in the reruns. So a lot of people come the next day. Even later the same night, we get a lot of people in. So it's all good. It's a celebration. We do what we can to entertain. So, Mr. Comic Book Bob, what do you have here?
I'm going to shift gears a little bit. I'm going to talk about somebody, about something outside of the comics. This is an art book.
Oh, shit.
Nice.
The Marvel art of David Finch.
Sweet baby Christmas.
Yep. And it's got anybody who knows who follows Dave, you know that there's a video here.
I thought this had already closed.
No, you can still order it.
Essential sequential.
And Dave has been doing all these different art projects with different artists, and a lot of them are painted, like full painted. Really cool videos. You can learn a lot from those videos, but some of the artwork he's coming out with is
I'm David
badass.
Finch. I've been a comic book artist for almost 30 years. Been with
David looks a
Marvel
little rough.
for years and years. My first Marvel project was X-Men. And X-Men is really the stuff that got me into comics. That was the book
I
that
know I inked it.
first saw and just made me a big
Yeah,
fan.
a lot of his stuff you
all
make,
of the
man.
old classic X-Men stuff with John Byrne and Chris Claremont. Then I did Avengers, which is another classic Marvel comic.
That's when I got
and it
fired. I was supposed to
a
ink
huge
that.
thrill to do. I did Moon Knight, a character that I think more people know about now than it did when I did the book. They had a
I
great
still
TV
think
show,
his version of Moon Knight was
so that was
badass.
a big
That
one for
dude's
me.
yoked, man.
Marvel
He's
art
a
of David
big
Finch
ass dude.
Dude,
has
yeah,
a
like his
range
version of Moon
the
Knight was
different
a
work that I
mean
did
sumbitch,
over
too.
10 years of Marvel.
I don't
and
like
then
the like
over the years
super
since,
crazy version now.
covers and some different things.
He's got like 40 different
It's
personalities.
got X-Men and Avengers and
I
Moon
liked him
Knight
when he was just
and
like
some
a
Hulk
street,
pictures.
street
Huge
level
Hulk
mean
fan.
bastard.
Basically
Yeah.
every character you can think of practically. I'm sure you can beat me on that one, but I've got a lot in there. And yeah, it's some of my favorite work, some of the work that I'm most proud of. We tried to keep it down to the work that I think really represents that period of my career the most. I'm very, very excited about this. It has
I like that one.
Yeah, it's really cool.
What the hell?
so much work that I'm incredibly proud of, and a bunch of other things, a lot of other things. And it's all in the book. Thank you to all of you for your support for this project and really for my career. I love what I do.
I watched
wake
that
up every morning
session he did with
and I
Klaus
get to draw
Janson.
pictures, and it's because
That was
of
pretty
you. So
awesome.
thank you very, very much.
That's a dude. I wonder if you could get him on here. Klaus would be pretty badass to talk to.
Klaus Janson,
Yeah.
he gave me some of the best advice I've ever gotten from any professional. He, if you pause, he told me, what is this? There's more video?
He's got more projects coming, but
Oh, okay.
anyway, that's that. So just we'll take a look at a little bit of it. So right now,
I want to hear Art's story for.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Klaus
Yeah,
Janson. Klaus
Yeah, it was
Janson
Klaus
advice.
Janson. I met him in New York when he was working on Dark Knight Returns, and I was going through his flat file, and he had pages that he was working on, and I was like, "How do you get to this stage as an inker? Like, because it's definitely him. You know what I mean? It's like he's not emulating anyway. It's like his style, and it's so far out there." And he goes, the key is just do a little at a time. He said, just do what you want to do, introduce it over a series of panels, over a series of issues, and before you know it, you will be dictating the look of the book. And he said, they won't even know. And I was like, yeah, baby.
But so yeah, a lot of this come from his YouTube show Monday Night Draw, where he'll do like different paintings and stuff.
Did Klaus only work on Miller on Daredevil, or was he the inker on the Batman Dark Knight stuff?
It was Dark Knight Returns. He was the inker, I think, for the first 2 or 3 issues.
Okay.
And then Frank decided he was going to ink himself, I think.
It was like more money, so
yeah.
But yeah, he's got some pretty good like add-ons and stuff for it too. I mean, I know it's Kickstarter, and a lot of people don't like Kickstarter. But the book itself, it's 80 pages.
And I'm sure Dave
black and
Finch
white.
is hurting for money too. So
he's hard up.
He's real hard.
How
up.
much is the book?
It's $50. It's a hardcover too.
It's hardcover, and it has 80 pages. You said for 50?
80 pages with 4 gatefolds.
Okay.
Filled out.
Have fun with that shipping. How much is he charging for shipping?
I do not know. So it says ships anywhere in the world, so it's probably going to be some.
And is it larger? Is it larger? It's probably larger than comic book size.
It's a coffee table size, I imagine, because all the Marvel books.
Yeah. 9 by basically 9 by 14.
Yeah, that shipping's going to be expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he's got this this thing he's doing where he like
what is this? The gem ticket?
3 tickets updated from will be inserted in the first print run of approximately 2,000 copies between 12 and 3/24, and I think
that original art or something.
Yeah, like you get a piece of original art or something like that.
It's like it's almost like they're usually tight on that because that verges on not gambling, but but like what's the thing where you go into the bar and they've got the
It's
you
a
can
raffle.
raffle kind of
Yeah,
he kind of
I did that with Chrono Mechanics. I thought it was brilliant. We did the golden time card. So I made time cards and I had them laminated with gold on both sides. And it's an actual time card. It says Chrono Mechanics, got the logo and everything. And we would slip. I think we had maybe 10, and so we put them inside the book. So 10 people got an absolutely free sketch in their book. But they had to fill out the time card. That was the thing. They had to fill out the time card and send it back to me. And then they would get the sketch. So a lot of people didn't fill out the time card because they wanted the golden time card as a collectible. Yeah. So I thought that was a pretty cool thing we did.
Yeah, these things. It's like sometimes you try to be clever and then it just ends up biting you in the ass.
Yeah. But Dave Finch is really good. These Marvel books, I have a few of them. Dave did one a couple years ago.
I love his art.
I saw him and he just gave it to me and did a little doodle in it. So that was really nice of him.
Yeah, the one you talking about a couple of years ago?
Yeah, where he's got the painted. Is it not the Disturbed? I forget what's on the cover, but it's a painted. Is it a Batman or a?
Yeah, it's that book. I think was his. Stop it. That was his Monday night draws art. He did a compilation of it.
Okay.
For the first couple of years, and some of them like he would like paint them and stuff like that. But yeah, that he did that book. That was the first book he did 2 years ago.
All the sketches he was doing on his YouTube show, he finished them out and then put it into an art book.
Yeah.
No, I think this was before that. So maybe he's got 3 books out.
He might, maybe. Let me see.
Bob, you're way more up to date on this stuff than I am. Like he's been sitting and working on a creator-owned project for a while that he's planning on putting out.
Yeah,
right?
the reason why it's taken so long is because he's hand painting the whole thing.
Okay, so he's going way over the top.
Yeah, he's going hardcore with it.
It's like I'm going to put out a magnum opus kind of.
Yeah, I believe that's what the deal is he's going to try to hand paint the whole thing.
Sure.
So it's going to be in like this style of Wolverine that we're seeing right here. That's what it's going to look like.
Painted look, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, I think he did a couple Disturbed covers where they were all painted. They were pretty badass.
And I mean, I like hand painted stuff, but like there's certain people like the way they're cross hatching and whatnot. Like I love his ink line work working with somebody like Art. Like I love the way his stuff looks in black and white.
Yeah.
And to me, that doesn't always translate into painted. Like painted can look cool, but it's kind of like it's a taste thing. Some people are gonna like the painted look more.
Yeah.
I prefer that black and white look with a decent colorist on it and a really good inker. And
I do too. But the Disturbed covers, like that's an album cover, so it's kind of non-comic book work. So that's why I think it's, for me personally, it's cooler. But yeah, I'm kind of the same way. Like with comic book art, maybe I'm just because most of the work I've done has been as an inker. I like the black and white stuff. Like the ink line. Yeah, I love that stuff.
Yeah, I like the feel of that better.
But the thing is, like illustration is dead now. So anytime you can get something like this, like a painted or whatever, it's kind of neat to see as well. The Dave Finch painted stuff.
Yeah, and I like he's gotten, if you look at it, he's gotten a lot better with his painted stuff in the last few years. Yeah, some of the stuff he did earlier it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't bad, but it was like I like drawing stuff better.
Just as a fanboy question,
so
when you're somebody like Dave Finch and you work mostly exclusively for Marvel, I'm not even sure if he's done anything at DC.
He did a Batman run.
Oh, Batman. He did the one run at Batman.
And Wonder Woman, where his wife wrote
he did
it.
He did the Wonder Woman run. He did the Batman run.
He did a couple-year contract at DC for that.
Yeah.
So when you're doing these art books and art, I'm asking you this because you would have better knowledge than. Like how does the licensing work when you're posting all of your like, you know, Marvel and DC characters in these art books.
Well,
Like,
this is a Marvel art book. Like this is
so this is
actually
licensed through Marvel.
He had to get
Yeah,
permission from them
yeah.
to do it. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
he's not doing it on his own.
But I can answer that question.
No, he is doing it on his own. Yeah, but
hold on
he
for a
got
sec.
permission for it, I think.
So this book right here, Oodles of Doodles and other stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
I have licensed stuff in
Oh.
here.
Yeah.
But I have permission. I got permission to do it. So you can get permission from the publishers to do that
like,
stuff.
Just behind the scenes, like as a comic book pro, how does that work? You talk to an editor, and they have you talk to their licensing people, or what?
I just asked them. Like one of the things is I guess maybe for me it was in a negotiation because I was negotiating for a new page rate, and so in lieu of like, you know, a higher page rate, I asked for concessions. So one, I think I was under an exclusive where I was going to be. So I asked if I could publish independent work. So that was Chrono Mechanics at the time. So they gave me permission to publish out, you know, outside of, not for Marvel or any competitors, but for myself. I could publish and do comics. And then I didn't have an art book in mind, but I was doing prints and stuff like that. And I didn't want to be one of those guys like, oh, well, you don't have permission. So, you know, you're just kind of like, you know, whatever, taking advantage of the situation. So I did. I got permission. And they also gave me permission to use logos. So I could use their logos as well.
Oh, cool.
So that's kind of how that happened. So I know that like this Dave Finch book is through Marvel. So an Essential Sequential is a company that does collectibles. They do signed and numbered books. They do art books, and they do some of these crowdfund. I've talked to them in the past. I guess I wasn't cool enough to be one of the Essential Sequential guys, but they have like setups at cons and stuff like that. And so, you know, they promote stuff, put collectibles together. And so it looks like they probably approached Marvel. They probably first approached Dave and said, would you be interested?
Sure.
And then they went to Marvel and they probably got permission and gave him some kind of licensing fee. And I guarantee you Essential Sequential put the book together. Marvel didn't do it.
I was going to say, like, they're going to do all the legwork. Dave just provides your art. Marvel just allow us the license, and then they put the book together. So
yeah,
right.
Is this the one you were talking about that he gave you, or
no? God, since I moved from California to Texas, I can't find anything. Otherwise, I would look for it. It predates that one. So, God, I'm trying to think who put that one out. It wasn't. It might have been Essential Sequential, but I know who printed it because like Humberto Ramos was putting out books like that, and so was J. Scott Campbell. So it was that time. So like this book right here, it came out around that same time. So all the specs and everything and the printer and all that I got from Humberto. So this book is almost like the same page count, the same design, same setup as those books were.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
very cool.
That's cool to be Dave Finch, you know, like just basically, you know, he's got all this artwork scanned and compiled somewhere, and he's just like, well, here, see what you can do with it.
He does that show every week, so he's been doing it for about 3 or 4 years now. So he's got hundreds of these.
Well, a lot of that stuff in that book that you showed, this new campaign, that's older work. Like some of that is X-Men stuff. Yeah.
The thing that surprised me. He's been doing that show and he's got a huge audience for it, but it shows you demographics a little bit. There was this young kid that was friended up with Dave, and Amarat. He had his book Amarat or something, and he launched it. Yeah, he launched it on Dave's channel. He's a talented young kid, but you know he's young and like his artwork is exciting, but you know. needs improvement, but like this was his first stab, and he launched it on Dave Finch's channel, and I was really kind of excited to see what it would do, and it did okay.
Yeah,
but it didn't do blockbusters, and it kind of shows you that just because you've got like a big channel and you're an artist, that's not always buyers. It's a lot of looky-loos.
yeah,
And like you got to really kind of, and this is just kind of a behind the scenes thing, is looking who's selling, who's got an audience that's buying. Like when you're a creator and you're selling your books on social media, like you got to pay attention to all this stuff, because it really matters. It affects your bottom line. It gives you the freedom to do the kind of project that you want to do. And like I was a little bit.
Let me interject for a minute. Well, the thing is, like, what the internet is really, really strange. I've been doing this for a long time. It's always been set up to give things away for free. You know what I mean? So people, like, the paid paradigm, like this thing, it's really hard. Like, because I have this theory, okay? Like DNA, right? Like certain things are constructed and built a certain way, and it doesn't really change. It's like it's in the DNA, and people still to this day don't really want to pay for things on the internet, right?
Yeah.
They still think everything should be free. So a lot of times, like Adam Carolla, when he set up his podcast, he said, I don't want to do a paid channel. I don't want to do subscriptions. I don't want to do that. He said, just when I put stuff out, support it. So if I do a show, come to the show. If I sell one of my books, buy the book, that type of thing. And so Comicsgate, what we do, Clint and Bob, is we do something similar. So we give away like entertainment. Hopefully you guys are being entertained by this.
I hope so.
I hope so. Oh God, I hope so. And then so for the hours that we spent, kind of talking about stuff, and also just, I mean, everything we're doing so far, none of this is benefiting us. I mean, we're putting the spotlight on other people. We're saying, hey, look at this, look at that. So I think it's all like paying it forward, right? So you're paying it forward. So then people, one, might not have known that Dave Finch, because I think JG says it. He says, so apparently you can still pre-order this art book. I thought the same thing. I thought it was closed. So that's good that Bob brought it up. I never knew this was on Kickstarter. I thought the campaign was funded and closed. I thought the same thing. So, that's what we do here. We bring stuff to you. And you guys can get an idea of what's out there, and if you want to back it or not. And so that's kind of the structure of things. And there are still people that don't want to buy stuff. So like if Dave Finch's channel is set up in a way that he's not really saying, hey, back my book or do whatever, then people that watch him aren't used to that's how it's set up. It was set up like, you back my projects, or you do this or that or the other thing. So then they don't even know. But like with us, I mean, we're always like, hey, we got this book, we got this, support this or support that guy, kind of thing. So it all works out. I have to ask you, Bob, because you're the guy that know. Todd's not here. Is that Art Adams book? Can you still get that? Remember, that was just maybe last month.
Yeah, his art book within the last year.
Yeah. Oh, the Arthur Adams book. I think so.
God,
let me double check, because
was that through Marvel, or was that through like the one that Frank Cho uses?
I think it's not through Marvel.
So
I don't think it's through Marvel either.
Let me see if I can find it here.
Yeah, when I saw Frank Cho crowdfunding, I was like, it's on. It's on, baby.
He's doing a couple of them.
He's got a publisher that like does all. It's like Fleischer Publishing or something.
You can still pre-order it, not off of Kickstarter. It's similar to that book from Dave just now. You can actually click this link and it'll take you to a site where you can still pre-order the Arthur Adams book.
Oh, there it is. Is it a Flesk?
Eric in the chat. The Flesk is who does the Frank Cho books.
Yeah,
and I've got one of those, and then I've got Art Adams' last art book, but I think that was through Marvel. It was Marvel.
That one is through with the wraparound with all.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's through Marvel. Yeah,
that was the one before, not this latest one.
The
no,
formats are the same though, like the size of the books and everything.
Yeah, the hardcover coffee table type book. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the Arthur Adams book that's through Flesk. That's the same one though. That's
through Flesk too now. Okay.
Yeah. It made dude. It reached almost $500,000 for.
I'm not surprised. And Art Adams.
I saw some people that they had the book and it looked fantastic.
But just to bring it back around, another problem with when that kid went on Dave's show, he was only on there once and that's it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, Dave, because Dave doesn't do a lot of those promo things like that.
Yeah, well,
he does almost all art stuff.
Yeah, and that's what I was like. I was like, oh wow, this is a big deal that this kid gets to go on Dave's channel.
Yeah,
and I'd seen his stuff on Twitter, and I was really like interested to kind of see what he was going to do because Dave's got a big channel, so it is what it is.
Dave, I'm really surprised with Dave because he's not a big personality. He's not outward, right?
Meredith
and he's not very generous in conversation, right? So the yes and like the improv stuff and all that, it doesn't come natural for him. So he's a little awkward.
He's gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
Like when he first started, man, if Meredith wasn't there, he wasn't saying a word. So he was just drawing. But I think he's realized the strength. Yeah, the strength of it is good. Like interacting and taking the stuff directly to the consumer, the reader, all this stuff. It's fantastic. And like when we worked for Marvel or DC, Clint, you get the letters page and then you just hope like maybe somebody will mention me or whatever. But the thing is, that was like maybe one mention a month. With this, it's like you get direct feedback. You see what's working, what's not working. It's absolutely fantastic. I tell people this is where I want to retire. Like I don't want to do anything else. This is where it's at right now. This is where it's at. Like crowdfunding, doing what we're doing. It's the best.
Fun interaction with the fans, like seeing what people like about what you're doing, and then sometimes seeing what they don't like about what you're doing. But yeah, you get that instant feedback, and you can really create projects that you can like put your whole heart into, that you're really like excited about and want the fans to be excited about too, as opposed to just like shilling out for some corporate. Like we're all fanboys, but it's like at a certain point, like the corporations just gut you from like head to toe.
Yeah.
Like they take the love out of it, and you realize it's like I can create my own characters, I can make my own cool stories, and these are gonna like getting fans excited about this is way better way of spending your time than some corporate show.
Hey Bob, I have to ask this, so I'm a little confused because you said you can still get it. Is that the Art Adams book that you're talking about?
Both of them.
Okay.
Yeah, you can get the Art Adams book through Flesk, and then Dave has a link on his book that you click, and it might not show up under some browsers. I know it's showing up under Chrome. But if you click that link, it'll take you to a place where you can buy the pre-order book.
Yeah, and with a publisher like Flesk, I would imagine they'll just keep it open because they want to just keep selling them. I mean,
they might even have a like an online store or something like that.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the other thing too, but to get to like shore up the point that you just made, ever since Dave got on here and has actually started getting a decent reach and decent following, you notice he hasn't done a whole lot of stuff for Marvel or DC.
He hasn't done anything for them in like
he's done like a couple of covers.
Years.
He does cover he does a cover here and there. He does like some cover stuff for Image, but almost everything he's doing, man, is either self stuff or he's doing stuff with other like there's another big artist, a big art YouTuber named Proco. He's been doing stuff with him, and matter of fact, a lot of comic book people have lately been doing stuff with Proco. I think Dave, he's one of the biggest art YouTubers on the platform. But the thing is Dave did a thing with him last year, like a year or two, like a year and a half ago or something like that. And now all of a sudden you've got guys, all other guys kind of like
getting crossover.
Oh yeah, dude. Like a bunch of them, like what's his name? Kelly Jones did one, and a bunch
Kelly
of
Jones.
bunch of other.
Bob, Bob, what's the name? There was a company maybe 6-7 years ago. It was a YouTube channel, and they spotlighted videos like creator.
Oh yeah, the
something comic book something
VKZ or something like that.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I did a couple videos for them in the day, and yeah, that stuff is good crossover, and usually it stays in their library, their catalog.
VZA.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Jim did a bunch of that with them.
Jim Lee, right? Yeah.
Yeah. VZA. I think Arthur Adams did a bunch of them with them. So,
Early on, I did some. I tried to get in tight with, like I said, Essential Sequential, but
they do almost exclusively Jim Lee. Well, because Jim has that Twitch channel he does, and he'll get on there and he'll draw
print that stuff that he draws off there into art books.
Yeah, and well, they only do that, but they also they break it up into because he'll draw sometimes he'll draw 4 or 5 different pieces. Mm-hmm. And they'll break them up into individual videos, and they put them on there right now because really Jim, the last one was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, Jim is fun to watch to draw. I mean, that guy's an entertainer. He's an entertainer when he draws. Yeah,
they got a new one on here I didn't see, but they got Stefan Segovia.
Steven, yeah.
Steven Segovia's on here. Oh man,
Steven's a good guy. Steven's a really good guy. Worked with him on Action Comics at DC. That guy is the real deal, man. He's brilliant. And he's just super, super sweet. Yeah. So if you guys see that guy's work, support it. Go check it out. It's really, really good.
Quick question for both you guys about the Jim Lee stuff that he just posted. He just posted the wraparound cover for the Amalgam universe, and apparently he's going to do a wraparound cover for the Marvel DC crossover, the reprint books.
Right.
Yeah. To me, this screams
desperation.
No, it screams we're going to do a Marvel DC crossover and Jim's going to draw it.
I don't think Jim wants to do you know what? He might do what he did with friggin' Suicide Squad.
Maybe just even a 48-page book,
or like the first issue.
Yep. Like he's not going to go bend over backwards and kill himself, but a big magnum opus. Marvel versus DC, drawn by Jim Lee.
Dude, if
you know why
the industry's desperate for it.
Yeah, so. You know why I can see that happening, Clint, is because it's a win-win, and that's Jim Lee's language right there.
And
because okay, it's not like doing a Suicide or Amalgam crossover cover. Yep. This is going to do well. You know what I mean? So if Jim commits to this, it's going to change numbers, right? Like it's going to be like doing Batman Hush, like whatever the norm is right now, it's going to double. If it's 500,000 is the norm, like #1 book, it's going to do twice that.
Yeah,
and so it's a win-win scenario for him, and then because the industry will eat it up, so retailers will love it, fans will love it. Everybody wins, and what do they got to lose? What does Marvel have to lose? What does DC have to lose?
It basically comes down to if Jim wants to work a little bit harder and draw interior pages,
exactly,
and make the biggest book of all time.
But there's a plus for it. There's definitely a payoff for him. Not just monetarily, but just as far as changing the paradigm again, like raising the numbers, and doing all that. And being held as a hero because, I mean, oh my God, he's going to do it. He's going to do it. I know he's going to do it.
I think he's going to because the fact that he was doing those covers for these means that Marvel and DC are talking to each other.
Yeah.
About like Jim is talking to CB or whoever is the main voice at Marvel right now. And it's like, okay, I'm going to do the Amalgam cover.
And you know who writes it?
Jeff Loeb.
Mark Miller.
Because
Mark Miller is the one that pitched this stuff, right? So somebody's listening. So then because I think even if Jeff was to write it, it would be okay. But if Mark wrote it, then all of a sudden,
then it gets tweaked because Jeff is great at writing to the artist's strengths and giving the artist everything he wants. Mark will do that, but he'll also give it a real edge to it.
He'll
Like,
go outside of the box. You'll get something
yeah.
that maybe you didn't see coming. I saw you shaking your head, Bob. No?
No. I definitely think they're going to do something. I just don't know that Jim wants to do that much interior work.
Yeah, but the thing is, the rewards, though.
Oh,
He would be heralded. He would be heralded as the savior of fucking comics
dude,
right now.
It would be the biggest. It'd probably be the biggest comic. If it was him and Miller together, it'd be the biggest comic project in the last decade.
Oh, it'd probably be the biggest
easily.
comic project ever, sales wise. I think it'd be the biggest.
Oh yeah,
it would blow. It would blow the doors off the old DC Marvel.
It's $1 million seller. It's $1 million seller easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, Jim doesn't even need the money. Like he's
No,
he's got a pretty good
the money.
salary job. It's just a matter of time. But the thing is, sorry, Jim, but you're not really running the company anyway.
Yeah.
So you got time. You could draw this thing.
He could spend the time, and he could create his own schedule so that he would, like, you could start drawing this in advance, because it wouldn't even need to come out next year or even the year after that. But like in the next 2 to 3 years,
Jim's fast. If he took a year on it,
and
even if it was a double sized, it was a double sized issue, if it was, I don't know, 50 page, 60 page, type of story, I think you can tell an epic tale in that amount of time, especially since all these characters people know, so you're not necessarily, what's Batman about? What's Superman? What's Spider-Man?
You don't have to tell why Batman's parents died.
Right.
I stopped doubting Jim Lee's ability to produce something when I watched on one of his streams in a span of about 3.5 hours. He did 5 pages. I'm not talking crappy, like just like scroll. I mean, 4. It was 4. I think it was 5. It was 4 or 5 full pages. It was that. Remember they introduced that new character that supposedly destroyed Krypton, the dude with the weird messed up face.
Oh, that monster!
The big, huge, giant dude. Yeah, with the
when Bendis took over Superman.
Yeah, Jim Lee did like a precursor story where he did like,
and then Ivan Reis took over the main story after him. But yeah,
he drew the first 4 pages of that book.
Yeah,
online in about 3.5, 4 hours.
That's funny.
It was all just big splash battle panels too. So,
but still, man, it's like 4 freaking pages in 3 hours. 3.5, 4 hours.
It was a alien planet rock background with a big.
No, it wasn't. No. The fight happens in Metropolis. The pages he did was he was fighting in Metropolis.
Oh, okay.
He was punching him through buildings and shit.
All right.
The thing is, like Jim, the early days, like Jim wasn't effing around.
Yeah.
Early on, that guy had tunnel vision. He learned his chops. He learned to formalize. He learned his style. He got it down, and was quicker than shit.
Yeah, and he formed the super team with freaking Scott.
Yeah, but even when he inks himself, it's pretty damn good.
Yeah, no, it is.
So yeah, I think it would be a win-win. You guys heard it here first. Tweet this out. Clint gave you an insight on
the second I saw that amalgam cover, I'm like, why wouldn't they do this? It makes too much sense.
Well, we speculated on the show, like on Pontificators, that like Jim could do something like this, but Jim just doing Batman or Justice League, it's not going to do it. Jim doing X-Men, maybe, right? Yeah.
I was just
Jim doing Marvel DC crossover with a really good writer.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Why wouldn't you?
Avengers, X-Men, Justice League, everything. Superman, Batman, Spider-Man with a good writer, and all the fun stuff. None of the talking heads. It's all the action, all the big characters. Galactus, Darkseid.
This is one of
the Juggernaut. Everything, It's all splash. It's all fun pages.
This is one of the pages
Marvel versus DC. It's all fun stuff to draw. It's It's no somebody standing in an office
In a coffee shop.
flipping through papers.
Well, yeah, if he did this and this was one of the 4
This is one of the
pages,
4 pages he did in 4 hours.
That's incredible, man. There's no one that can do that much work in a page.
This
in
panel
that
right
short amount of
here
time.
with where he's getting punched through the wall with all the debris and stuff. Like he literally refined that character, just kept going over and like just kept erasing it, redoing it, erasing it, redoing it, erasing it. He did that like
it looks like an homage of when Batman punches out Superman in the Hush storyline with the kryptonite ring.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Like there's always formula. You know what I mean? Like you look at any of your favorite artists, and there's always a formula. So Jim Lee's got the formula. So that's how he can get this stuff done quickly, and that's how he can get it done competently. And it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like it's always
he's an outlier.
Yeah, it's always going to be good. You know, on some level. So wow, that's. Man,
yeah, but that's funny. You brought up that panel.
Just a theory.
Where Batman punches Superman in that book. He actually did there's a similar panel to that in this story. And he says that you guys want to see a cool trick, and he goes, so the way Batman's punching the villain, he should be twisting one way. He twists them the opposite way, even though it doesn't matter. It makes sense because it looks better.
Oh, sure.
So it's like
Jim was all about aesthetics, about aesthetics. When I was working with him, it was like you don't see back views. Like his theory was always like you give the character in the best light every panel, right? So every panel is like amazing. You know what I mean? So you don't see a lot of staging, like traditional staging, like in film and even older comics, where you see back views or you see things that aren't, like everything's and that's one of the things that's kind of like you could go, well, that's a strike against him because he's very formal, right? So everything is kind of like always, here's front. The face, here's everything kind of in that light, but it's always aesthetically very, very pleasing, right? And that's the psychology, right? This is what I'm saying. Like early on, man, he figured out a lot of stuff, what people were doing wrong and what people were doing right.
That's what he
incorporated all that stuff in there.
Isn't that what he was originally going to college for? Was psychology?
Yeah.
He was like this close to graduating when he quit, and his parents like lost their shit. Today he's worth about 1,000 times more than he would have been.
Well, he's Korean. Like I mean, if you know any Korean families, holy shit, man. Yeah, they're very strict and they're very education and goal oriented. So when he told his old man that he was going to do comics, that's like, hey, mom, dad, I'm gonna play my guitar and take it on the road.
I'm gonna become a freelance tattoo artist.
Right, you're never
a doctor.
Yeah, they're just like, you're never gonna make a $1 a day, son.
Dude, I'll tell you what though, if his salary is what I read a report a while back about what his salary is. If his salary is half of what that report said it is, that dude is set.
Well, it's also what drives him. You know what I mean? Like, I think all of us need like that beast. We need that like, I'll show you, I'll prove it to you. And I do think there's that little demon that's Jim Lee's dad, and you know what? Even Korean moms, man, they're like freaking success oriented. Yeah.
Well, like a lot of different cultures are like that, man. It's just like, and look at, and it served them well. So
yeah, I'm not knocking it. Sometimes I'm actually jealous of it. It's like, wow, that'd be great.
That kind of discipline. Good Lord.
Yeah. But so I think he's just the perfect storm, and I think Clint's right. You get you get a good writer in there, somebody that might give you some surprises, especially if it's like Mark Miller, who hasn't really written too many of these type comics in a while. It would be his comeback, and also I think it would be good to get him on because he's the one that was talking about get some A-list guys, do some high profile work.
I guarantee
there's a way to do fan service where it's still like edgy and fun, and like that's probably what Mark was best at, is he gave the fans what they wanted, but still kind of put a twist on everything that made it kind of like everybody was like, oh wow, did you like literally when like fans are talking to each other and like, did you see what he wrote, what he did in that comic? Like not many writers can pull that off. So.
Yeah, and I like Mark the way Mark is like he's Alan Moore meets Frank Miller. Like he's kind of the best of both those guys. And there's something about Miller and what Miller does is like he's able to just get rid of the BS in a comic book, and he only gives you the best parts of the story. Like he's able to just kind of distill everything down. And like usually the way he does it is he'll do like a year one, or he'll do like Born Again or something like that. So like with year one, case in point, it's like he can cut a boring scene at any point and he could just jump to the next month, right? So he doesn't really have to give you all the mundane stuff. He can just cut right to it. And in his Daredevil Born Again, the same thing, man. There was no throwaway. It was all just the cream of the crop. It was just the best parts of the story. And that's what Miller can do too. And Miller does these big crossover things too. He did a couple, was it Avengers, X-Men or whatever it was? That was pretty good. So he can do these crossovers, and he's able to do the same thing where he'll just cut a scene and he'll just go to another scene, before he'll cut the scene before it becomes boring. And then he'll throw you right in the middle of the other scene, no setup. And so you're always just getting the best of everything.
He's the opposite of guys like Tom King.
Yeah, that just shows you all the mundane.
Just muddies everything with just like unnecessary dialogue and just dragging shit out. And it's like
because you could go as a writer, okay, this is a logical progression. But the thing is, I don't think people really want to, their heroes, if it's Batman, as Bruce Wayne to take, his secretary out for coffee, or whatever it is.
It's like it's one of the biggest complaints we've had. It's like if you want to do a slice of life comic, go do a slice of life comic.
Right.
Doesn't work real well with superhero comics.
Yeah, these are characters of action.
Adventure.
Yeah, action adventure. Well, I'm gonna. We were talking about art books, so I'm gonna focus on an art book here. So we're gonna get tight. We're gonna distill this down.
Yeah, that was one of my picks.
Nice. Andy Smith.
Yeah, nice. Andy Smith.
Like a tiger.
Yeah, this book needs some loving, man, because this book should be doing way better. This is Andy Smith. Let me see. Hopefully you guys will be able to hear the audio. I'm going to play this.
You can hear it.
Nice and Tight, the comic book pencil art of Andy Smith. That's me. This book features 52 pages of some of my favorite full pencils that I did for other companies over the past 2 decades. The raw pencils as they were seen by the inker, and now you can see them for the first time. This book also comes in a digital format so you can practice your inking in your favorite program. Back it today.
I think one of the coolest things that he's got is that you can ink these things. I think that's so cool.
He's got some cool add-ons. Let's say that you see, like he's got the dynamic hero templates. For
he's written a book, on all that stuff too. So Andy, go ahead.
He created those templates so that you can actually use them to create your characters, like create their costumes and stuff over top of them.
Yeah, where is that?
It's down there a little bit.
Is this
a little bit further, a little bit further, right there.
Oh, there it is. Okay,
those are pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you guys, especially if you play Dungeons and Dragons or any of those role playing type games, you're always constantly having to create characters. So you guys can just knock off characters this way. Well, they're all going to be perfectly, proportioned and heroic looking, based on Andy's structure.
I'm just just use those as like a template for figuring out how to create your own paper dolls, like when you're designing characters for your comics or stuff or whatever or anything. Yeah. If you're in the like I know there's some of the female members that see you like cosplaying stuff. creating costumes. There's male and female templates on there.
Yeah.
All different body sizes. So it's pretty cool. It's a cool little thing to add.
Yeah, this is a clever campaign. There's a lot of fun stuff you can do. It's more interactive than just buying, an art book. Like I said, the ink part is very, very cool. It comes in a digital format, so you could print those things out in blue lines and ink them, or just ink them digitally, right there on your pad. Just fantastic. And Andy's he's an awesome dude, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So come and back this book, give it some loving. Andy's got a YouTube channel too, so go support that. That doesn't cost you anything, so go give it a thumbs up. And this is nice and tight. It's fantastic. I've worked. Andy said there's some pages in here that I've inked over him, so you can compare to other inkers, your work. Because all this stuff, I assume in the book, has been inked at some point.
Yeah.
So
dude, there's like, can you see where you're at here? Scroll down a little bit, and to where there's like a set of 4 different covers that he did. Right there. Can you zoom in on that Avengers book?
I don't know how to.
I'll do. I actually, if you highlight me, I can do it.
Okay, hold on. Come back. All right.
Oh shit.
I called your bluff, Bill or Bob. Where are you?
Oh, hang on, I'm getting it. Present. Nice and tight like a toiger.
Is this it?
Yeah.
Boom, baby.
Okay. So
we got to zoom in on Yellow Jacket.
Let me see if I can zoom in. Wait, what the frick? Come on. Why are you making it hard?
Because she wants it hard.
That's what she said.
Open image. You know what? You see if this works better.
Oh man, you were schooling me. I was prepared to get schooled here.
Well, I mean, that's as big as I can make it there, but I want to like really focus on that cover. So I'm gonna stop sharing that, and I'm gonna share this. There we go.
I don't even know the point you're trying to make here. So what?
I just want to like check out that cover, like with the floating heads like that, dude. I loved that shit. Nobody does that anymore.
Yeah.
Like that. It's like these heads are like accusatorial, or like maybe Thor's defending him and the other 3 are accusing him, and that whole story.
They're all condemning him, my friend.
Yeah, well, yeah, because of that storyline, because we all know that storyline.
Yeah,
but which I hate that storyline.
Well, it also says the court martial
just wouldn't listen.
Yeah,
had to tune her up a little bit. You see.
But she doesn't want to condemn him because he's her meal ticket.
It's the way we did it. That's the way we did it back in the 60s.
Yeah. The 60s.
But I just
Andy's been drawing since the 60s.
Like I wish they would bring back like stuff like that. I wish they would bring back the little corner box with the different heads of the characters who were on the team at the time. I wish
Clint does a lot of stuff like that.
I know, but I wish more people would do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like I miss stuff like that. There's like those little things that can like
Marvel and DC won't. They don't want to rest on.
You know what? Yeah. They don't. All they want to do is cast shame on the things that came before. Everything before is bad. But have you seen, who is it? The painter. He did the corner box. He did a bunch
Ross?
of. No. Oh my gosh. He did that one She-Hulk where she's on Venice Beach and this is old, like Marvel swimsuit or something.
Greg Horn.
Is it Greg Horn or Brian Stillfreeze?
It's neither. Oh my gosh. I wish somebody in the chat would help me. But anyway, he did corner box art, like painted corner box art based on like, I don't know, John Buscema art and stuff like that. So cool, man. So cool. Yeah, those corner box, the artwork. I did a few, like the one who was bringing that back is when I worked with Art Adams. Like he would draw the corner box stuff. And I think I did one with Jim Lee and I think Carlos Pacheco. We did a 0 issue. And there's somebody else that I'm missing.
Stippling Vaughn is guessing Joe Jusko.
It's Joe Jusko.
Joe, okay. Yeah. I was trying to remember.
Good call. Thank you.
Joe Jusko did that recently?
Well,
Not
it's a few
not
years
recently.
back, but it's it was fantastic stuff. Yeah, I don't know
There,
what Joe's.
there was one where it was John Byrne X-Men picture box in the corner, and it was all the faces kind of in a triangle
Yeah.
out to the side. And somebody, I think it was Photoshop. I don't think it was real, but somebody made it look like they had that picture box tattooed on their bicep.
That's cool.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
It looked so cool, and I'm like, if that tattoo is real, and I hate tattoos, I'm like, that's the best tattoo I've ever seen. If they had
there's
done
some good
for
stuff
real.
out there. Some
You
good
talk
stuff.
about this one right here.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
Byrne.
that's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one. And they had it tattooed with the line work and the color, and I mean, it looked awesome. It looked so cool.
Hey, Bob.
I'm not gonna lie. I'd get that. I'd get that as a tat.
Yeah,
Yeah. See if you can find. I think I did one with Will's Portatio.
Yeah.
I wonder if somebody just posted that. I remember
comic corner box
that because when we first started on those X books, Jim, Wills, Scott, and myself, I think we did corner boxes.
Let me see if I can find. I know that on. Oh yeah, here's one. Oh shit!
Cool.
It's not very big. Let me see. X-Men 284. Let me see here.
Yeah, even if it's low res, sometimes I just feel like I'm taking crazy pills. I remember
284 cover.
There's no law against crazy pills, Art. Just keep pounding them.
Just keep pounding them. The crazier, the better.
The crazier, the better.
Yeah.
Hang on one second.
But anyways, you guys go back that nice and tight.
Yeah, Andy's awesome.
Andy's killing it. You get to see this raw pencils. Not very many people get to see this. And to be honest, I'm one of those artists. I don't keep a lot of my own work. For some reason, Andy's got all this stuff, pristine scans of his work. That's very rare.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. That's not a bad one.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, yeah, nice.
That's not bad.
Actually,
that's pretty cool.
That's Jim Lee. Okay, so Jim Lee's was used for our book as well. Then
is Colossus Jim though? Those
are all Jim.
Oh yeah, like Storm,
Archangel.
Storm and Archangel are definitely Jim.
Oh, they're all Jim, and Jim inked them too. Yeah,
let me see. Let me see if the other covers had it. 280.
I'm not sure, but I'm thinking maybe Jim did all the characters, not just the ones that were in his book, but because both books were kind of like companion books. I don't think the stories crossed over, but Jim was doing we were doing Uncanny. No, we were doing X Factor, and then Jim was doing the Uncanny book, and then Jim went to the new X-Men book, and then Wilson and I did Uncanny.
Okay, 280.
Wow, I forgot about all this stuff.
284, 285.
And Clint, do you have your next spotlight?
Yeah.
Let me share that. Well,
yeah, we'll move a little quicker on this because we got a little special treat for you guys as well. We're gonna preview. No, keep going, Bob. I want to see this. I'm just trying to kind of double.
I'm trying to see here.
Multitask here.
Yep. So I just shared that one.
Okay. So I found one. I'm sorry. I found one with Bishop in it, and it looks like Bishop might have been drawn by Wills.
Yeah. Do you have that? Let me see it.
Yeah. Let me see it here.
Is it a full figure?
No, it's just their faces. Now I did find a one from Wills when he did X Factor where it was all of them standing together.
Yeah,
that was a corner box.
That is Wills, but I do believe all those others are Jim.
Yeah,
but that Wills. That might be Wills, yeah.
I think that's Wills. But then there's this one. Let me see here. What's Portasio?
I think they did them all on a sheet. Like they just banged out all the characters.
Let's see.
And then Marvel can kind of intersperse, them however they wanted to.
trying to find the X Factor one that I just. Yeah, here it is. Okay, see, open. And actually, he's actually sold the artwork. Let me put that up here. So this was a cover box.
I think Jim owes me some money.
Yeah,
This is all Will's. Yeah,
that's actually a cover box. That was a cover box for X Factor.
Look at how cool that is.
That's pretty badass, dude. I like the stuff he does today, but I still think the stuff he did back then was better.
And it's every artist has heard it. Your older stuff is better. Jim's older stuff was better.
Yeah. Well, Wilson's older stuff was better too.
The thing is, like, I should do a live stream. I have a piece of Will's artwork that it's about 50-50 pencils and inks. So I never finished the piece. It was a promo piece, so it was never done. And I think I still have the piece of artwork.
Oh
shit, that might be worth some money. I didn't realize. I
think
I still have it.
If you know how much that, yeah.
Do you know how much stuff from
that might be worth something, Art?
Dude, his stuff, like because Will's, weirdly enough, he sells most of his stuff at like cons and things like that on auctions. There's not as much on there as you would think. A lot of it's the stuff that people buy and then resell.
In the day, we sold everything.
Yeah.
Like as soon as we were done with those X books, the stuff went on sale and we sold it. And what we did is we just whatever we would just divvy up the money. So nobody even got possession really of the artwork. I think it may have went to Scott Dunbier or somebody, some broker, and then they just sold it directly. So we never even got our hands on the originals.
So hang on a second. Let me see
after
here.
a while.
Let me pull up a piece of Wilson's stuff and see what it's going for right now on the Heritage. Wills.
I think I still have a few Uncanny X-Men pages.
And
they might be on my site still. Art by T Bear.
Well, put it this way. Right now, there isn't a single piece that's up for auction, but the last piece, let me see here. Where's it at here? Go gallery. Let me find like a real, like, okay, so that was like a cover. Let's see how much that went for. For God's sake. Well, why are you not letting me sign in? Okay, there we go.
Yeah, I hate that when they won't give you the information.
Okay. So this was this was actually for the remember the Wetworks relaunch. See, that sold for $1,500.
Is it a cover or interior?
It's a cover, but I'm gonna see. Let's see. Let me look. Let's see. Will's Portasio X-Men. Let's see here. Will's, because they changed the website and it's all weird now.
If that was an X page, that would be worth way more money.
X Men.
Yeah, any of the X pages from the 90s from that run, they're.
Yeah, I got a lot of my old cable stuff selling right now. I think it's because it's.
Oh yeah,
it's cheap. I gotta find out what the competitive rates are.
God damn.
When some guys are selling current Batman stuff for over 10,000, 90s X-Men stuff has got to be over 10,000 and up.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So a double page spread that he sold went for about $11,000.
That's not bad. It's not a bad little payday.
A freaking that first Bishop cover from his X-Men run, that went for $15,000.
Yeah.
That's it?
That's it, dude.
How long ago was that? If it's Heritage, they usually say when it's sold, right?
Well, wait.
Oh, wait a minute. He got the person who bought it keeps putting it up, and no one, and he keeps not selling it. The last time someone offered him $84,000 for it,
and he didn't sell it?
That's what I'm thinking.
He didn't sell it, and that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's worth way more.
But you know what he's waiting for? He's waiting for Bishop to show up in the MCU. in the new X-Men.
Yeah.
Or for Wills
The
to pass
second
away.
Bishop shows up in the MCU. That page is
Actually, let me see here.
that's what
Well-
he's speculating.
See, a lot
Yeah.
of this stuff, though, the thing is where the reason why the prices aren't as high as you think is they get bought and then they never get put back up for auction. Because, like I said, right now there isn't a single piece from Wills that's up for sale.
Yeah.
Besides
So-
Storm, Bishop is the most prominent
Yeah.
Black X-Men, and with Disney's diversity inclusion stuff, if they bring the X-Men back in the MCU, you better damn well know that Bishop's going to be one of the characters. And the second he shows up in a movie, that cover, that's your retirement.
Didn't they already
That's your
use them?
retirement.
They already used them, but they punked out on the character. But let's bring back the focus
Sure, yeah, we
and
Sorry.
throw some focus on some campaigns. So we got this one from Clint. This is Dan Plagle's Goblin Girl.
Yeah, and Dan is an artist of my own heart, and I don't
Goblin
know
Bee's
Dan.
nuts.
I don't know Dan personally. I just know him through his posts on Twitter, and Dan's had some health issues from the little bit I've seen, and I don't know, and I'm not going to go into it, but this is a great book. Dan is an artist that draws female characters voluptuously, like I like to draw my female characters voluptuously, and this is just a great book. Great art with Dan. I want to see this. It's in demand now. I want to see it go even way bigger than it's already gone. Dark humor fantasy adventure of epic cleaving and cleavage proportions. Just that play on words makes me know that Dan is one of my people. So
One of my people.
let me play the trailer here, and then we'll just kind of scroll down through the campaign. But yeah, this looks like a really awesome book that everybody should check out. So
It's a great title. The logo looks fantastic.
Yeah, Dan's a good dude.
It looks like it's got some gray tone there. Yeah.
no, there we go.
Knackers.
Now you got Clint's.
Well,
attention.
and like some great painted stuff here too.
Yeah.
Visually. Yeah, Dan is an amazing artist.
He doesn't shy away from the detail, that's for sure.
No, absolutely.
Ah.
Oops. Oh, darn it. And then I just lost his page because
Well, once you find it, I'll bring it back. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
swear.
I don't want you to find Clint's unmentionables.
I have a question, guys. What do you guys think of Amanda Connor
As a person or her artwork?
artwork?
I thought it was kind of like a Kevin, what's his name, McGuire. Like it looks a lot like Kevin McGuire's work. I like it. I think she's good. You know.
Yeah, I think she's good. She's solid. She doesn't blow you away, but she's definitely a solid artist.
Kind of like
She's
a
very
artist.
clean, and
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
like I liked her Power Girl stuff when she kind of made her cheesecake. You know, so like she doesn't shy away from like making the hot girls look hot, but like she's out of 10, she's like a solid 6 or 7. She's not going to blow you away with her storytelling or anything, but like she'll deliver the story in a nice, good way with decent art.
So the reason why I asked is she's actually got an art book up on Indiegogo,
Yeah, see that,
and almost all of it is her freaking pinup stuff.
yeah, I'm sure.
It's just like for all the pontificating and all the bluster, man, they know what works and they know what doesn't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think she's been real preachy. Every once in a while, Jimmy will get a little preachy, but they're not terrible when it comes to.
Well, they did that book, The Pro. I mean, there's some
the
stuff in
Pro.
that.
Yeah, the Pro was awesome, but that was Garth Ennis's writing, man.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah,
I forgot about that book.
she drew the hell out of that book, and I mean that was about as dirty and bro-tastic a comic as you could get. Like that was a comic for the dudes, you know. It was like
yeah.
It wasn't any kind of PC bullshit at all.
Hey man, it worked.
Yeah. But so here's a pinup. I don't know if this is a variant cover or not, but this just shows you Dan's amazing artwork and why I'm a huge fan of Dan's work here. So
his color work is amazing. Like he needs to do more of this.
Everything
stuff,
pops off the page. His
literally,
his flesh tones. Like I'm guessing when she like takes that top off at the end of the night, you know, it's just like there's just the line,
the crease
in the middle of her boobs from the seams. It's just that's epic. The weight and you can just feel the pressure on those seams.
Is he doing this digitally, the color work, or is he?
No,
I think
this is all by hand. This. From the look of it, to me,
it looks by hand, right?
Yeah, and from what I've seen of them online, it looks by hand. It is gorgeous. It's gorgeous coloring, gorgeous shading, gorgeous line work. So, and I mean, you can just like every page he pours a ton of work into. Like there isn't a page in these previews that like is like you get shorted on. Like everything. Art wise, I'm really blown away by this book and this artist. So,
also, there's just a ton of imagination. I mean, look at this stuff.
Fun
it's fun stuff. You there's no book like this. This is good stuff. Yeah. It's kind of like he's like CG's. What's his name? The guy that did. Simon Bisley, he's kind of like
he's got a little Beasley too, especially with the coloring and the over the top anatomy stuff.
The
demons and the monsters, but just look at how gorgeous this freaking page is. So he really this tale isn't just about boobs, friend. Well, not completely about boobs. There's a story. There's a story here too. So you get the best of both worlds. You get an awesome story and you get huge boobs, which makes any story better. So
that's your recipe, right, for success.
That's what I shoot for. Dan is pulling it off. I strive to be kind of doing what Dan is doing here. But like just gorgeous looking book, gorgeous artwork, and
you can tell by the campaign this guy's got creativity just oozing out his pores.
But he definitely needs more backers. He should be, 25 is good, but like that's just a start. This should be a 500 backer book. Like he should be getting 100 more backers. And I just can't say enough about what a great artist he is and just seeing what he's doing with this book. So if you guys haven't checked this out yet, Dan Plegle's The Goblin Girl, definitely go check it out and back it today.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. I don't understand this, Pablo. Digital is also by hand. You know what we mean, though, right?
We mean traditional.
Yeah, like hand painted, like by hand. I know you're still using your hands. Yeah. Like when you work with the computer, you're still using your hands. I understand that. You're not drawing with your mind.
Yeah.
How awesome would that be, man?
Well, we have AI now, so
That'd be a hassle.
Nah, that's not drawn with your mind. That's drawn with computers and brains.
Yeah, but you have to prompt it, right?
Yeah.
That's not drawing.
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go next because I'm really excited about this, and then we're going to end with Bob. So we got two more campaigns here. This guy is a friend of the channel. This guy was big time on the show. He's a king. This is Rob Hunter's new book, Death Raider graphic novel. This is fast-paced science fiction action adventure. Origin story launching the Deathverse with Death Raider. This looks absolutely fantastic. Let's look at the video. Yeah, I'm not sure why this campaign isn't just freaking lighting it up, but we're at 21,798, 496 backers. You guys, the video says it's 100 pages. I think he's clarified. I'm not sure if it is 100 pages, but I don't know how many pages it is. But it's a big book.
Yeah, it's a big book.
It's going to be a big book. And Rob Hunter has been doing comics for decades now. He is a professional through and through. He does brilliant work. Look at this. This is absolutely fantastic. He says this is all traditional, so none of this is digital. So all this is on board. I'm not sure exactly how he's doing it. He's not letting anybody know exactly how he's doing. Yeah, but this is absolutely fantastic. Look at the level of detail. This would take Jim Lee 2 hours to do, but it would take a normal human probably 2 days to do. So I'm sure, Rob is spending at least 2 to 3 days per page. This stuff looks fantastic. Like I said, Rob Hunter is a good guy. He's a pontificator. And let's see. You can get a PDF and the Death Raider PDF. Let's see what the book Death Raider PDF. Wow, there's a lot of PDFs here. Okay, here's cover A, $25. This book is only $25. I do believe it's close to 100 pages of content. This is what you're going to get. This is the black and white artwork. I prefer the black and white. I would love to see just the black and white version of this book, but it will have color. So Rob is sparing no expense. But look at this. These T-shirts are fantastic. Time to F. Remember that came from a Pontificator show.
Oh yeah, I did.
It's time to FS up.
that became his catchphrase.
That became his catchphrase. But look at this stuff. This stuff is fantastic, you guys. Like I said, Rob, has, you name it, Marvel, DC. He's worked on books, known primarily as an inker, but this is Rob really flexing his muscles and showing that he has storytelling ability and drawing skills. Yeah. So I love stuff like this where somebody just comes out of nowhere seemingly after you've known them for decades as doing one thing, and then they this is their project. You know what I mean? Like, it's just absolutely fantastic. So this is Rob Hunter's new book, Death Raider, and look at these interiors. Fantastic. Sexy. Yeah. Well done.
Beautiful work.
Yeah, just very, very good. Yeah. One of these days I'm gonna corner him, get him drunk, and he's gonna tell me how he did this.
There's a lot of technique going on in those pages. Like,
yeah, there's
a lot of 30 years worth of ink and stuff that he busted out to make everything look as cool as he did.
Yeah, Rob's figured some stuff out. So you guys, the Death Raider book, it's only 25. I wish I knew the actual page count. I know that he tried to.
It's way more than a 48-page book. It's
right.
I think it's more than a 60-page book. So, like, it's a good sized book. I think I'm comfortable saying that, but I don't know.
Okay. It says it here. Okay, volume 1 is perfect bound with 64 pages of full color. I think the 100 pages was a stretch goal that he was hoping he would be.
Oh, that sounds right. Yeah.
Let me see if he still has the stretch goals up. Sometimes people pull their stretch goals down when they go in demand. 40,000 chromium, more stretch goals to come. No, it doesn't say if it's
at least 64 pages. So
yeah, so you guys are going to get quite a bit of pages, good content, and I do believe this is a solo project. I think this is all Rob. Like, he's writing, penciling,
yep,
and doing all the gray tone and inking. along with digital color. So there's Pixel Tool that's doing the color work. But this is great. Here's the story. It's all here, you guys. I usually have Death Raider in the description, but I do not have it at this point. So maybe Bob or if there's any mods out there can put the link in the description. So you guys go check that out. Rob's a good guy, and you're going to get a quality story done by the guy. And man, I'm telling you, the guy really put it on the line for this book. So we really need to back him and support him, because I want to see what's next from Rob.
Yeah.
I mean, but the thing is, we can't keep putting these projects out unless we get a certain level of success. Everybody's idea of success is different. Everybody's needs are different. I don't know what Rob's are, but I know that this is definitely, a 60, 70,000, campaign.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of room to grow here. Thank you, Bob, for putting this in. This is his link right here. So go click that if you like what you see. Back a book today. And let's see what Bob has next. What do you got next?
So his book is 64 pages, right?
I think so.
Yeah, it's Death Raider Volume 1, perfect bound with 64 pages of full color.
I've heard him talk online, on shows, and I think his goal was to get to 100 pages, and maybe it was a stretch goal that he had up. But even 64 pages, it's a major undertaking.
Big book.
Yeah, that's a big book. That's a lot of drawing.
Yeah.
So we were talking about this young kid.
There we go.
This is the kid that was on David Finch's channel. This
cool.
is his book Amarok. We'll go ahead and we'll take a look at this thing. There we go. 1080p on that. These are some of the interiors he's working on.
Yeah, I like the alien design.
Yeah.
Those kind of look like Predator suits. Are they like humans in those suits?
I think so. I'm not sure. That's one of the first promo pieces they did.
So is John inking it? Wow, that's a good stuff.
Yeah, John Livesey's inking it for him.
Yep. And this guy's, I think he's 18 now? 17 or 18?
Yeah, he's a young kid.
He's a young kid doing this work. That's a cover by Kanan.
Wow.
Another one from Rob Rulis.
Rob doesn't skip on the lines.
No, Rob does not.
Oh, I want to see it in black and white. Color's nice, but man.
Yeah, I want to see the line work.
Oh, I've got it. We'll show it after the video.
Yeah.
Wow, there's a lot of fantastic stuff here. Look at that.
I'm a big Rob Willis fan.
Yeah.
Wow, that's good stuff, man. Amarok, you guys.
So let me get out of here. And so let me get down here.
Wait, what's he at? What's his total at right now?
Right now he's at 20,125.
Okay.
So he is funded. It is funded, but he's this is a young up and coming kid. So I would really like to do some support for this kid.
Well, right now that's going to cover printing and any of these stretch goals. 20K doesn't go very far.
No. So here's the cover. There's the piece that Dave Finch did on his stream for it. And it's classic Dave, man. Dave's like I would love to see Dave do a horror book because he's so good at doing monsters and stuff.
Yeah.
Like a dark book like that, I think would work really well with him. So he's art. So Josh is the young kid. He's the artist. John Livesey is inking it. It's being covered.
I think it's either Livesey, I heard, or Livesey.
Livesey.
Yeah, it might be Livesey.
It's spelt Livesey. So
yeah,
shut up. Andrew Dollhouse is doing
Oh, he's good.
the
Colors.
colors, man. So yeah, he's got a good team. So he's got a good team put together here. This is the colored version of
Rob Willis.
Rob's cover.
It's beautiful. The color is beautiful,
Yeah.
but man, that line work was fantastic.
Yeah. But he and like I said, and then of course we got Kanan's cover here. But
Like when you're coloring Rob's stuff, it has to be way lighter. You can't. You got to like let all the line work show, and like you can't use any dark tones. Colorists always get carried away, and it's like don't blur up the line work.
Yeah, no blurs.
But the kid's got a good eye, man.
So you said he's 18?
He started this when he was 17. He's 18 now.
Shit. Wow.
Yeah, so this is another one of the line pieces. Let me see if I can find those covers.
He's got a ton of attention for himself. I know there's editors at Marvel and DC that are already paying attention to him just from his posts online.
Yeah.
So he's off to a good start.
Yeah, but I'd like to keep him more in the fold, though. You know when I'm getting out there and getting corrupted.
Well, too. Like the thing is, 20,000 sounds great, but also there's that shipping in there too. Like he's got to give up what 7% or something like that, 8% to
shipping, printing, and he's got a pro inker inking him. So like
and a pro colorist coloring him.
Yeah, your profit margin is next to nothing.
Yeah.
Right now, I don't think. I think
it's nothing.
He's already in the hole on this book.
I think. Well, he needed almost 20,000 to get the book done. So I think his father's helping him with the finances of it. So I think they planned out. They did pretty good about planning out how much they're going to need.
20 will cover his expenses because your printing and your shipping at that level is going to be about shipping and printing together is going to be about 6,000. You're paying a pro inker 150 pages?
At least 150.
It's 32 pages, so there's probably like $5,000 at least right there.
Yep, right there. Colorist, same thing, 150 for pro coloring. Is it a 48-page book?
32.
He's not making any money. Like he's paying out money for.
He's going to get his first book printed, and it's going to look really nice. And
Yep.
maybe he'll get a little bit of money on the back end, but like the payoff for him is he's getting this is his portfolio.
Yeah,
for his next thing, and he's 18, 19 years old.
Yeah.
So,
and like I said, his father's helping with this, and I think that's exactly their thinking of it.
And you've shown you can do a book, and you're that kind of responsible of an artist with that kind of talent. Like I would have loved to have been able to do something like this when I was 18 or 19. Even if I wouldn't have made a dime off of it, it just shows you to publishers what you can do. So. Kudos to the kid. That's awesome. And he's going to have this great looking project. I mean, when you're 18, 19 years old, you don't need to make a ton of money off of a book, but you need to show everybody what you can do. And so, more backers need to back this, but it's awesome for this kid.
Yeah. And there's
money has to come into play though. Never underestimate that because the thing is, I'm not trying to put you on the spot, Clint. I'm just saying that that because you got to think about your next project, right?
Yeah.
Because one is the money is encouragement. So it's kind of like if you're doing like a live show, like you're a stand-up comedian or a musician and nobody claps, It's like you need that kind of appreciation. And usually if there's money involved, and the bigger the numbers usually mean there's more people that appreciate it, and it encourages you to go on. My biggest thing is I get what you're saying, Clint, but also just discouraged. You don't want to be discouraged. You want to keep going. And success helps you, encourage you to do the next thing. It's a great logo. He's got great talent that are working with him on this. He's 17 years old. Let's get out and support Amarok. I said, it looks fantastic. I have to ask you guys though, what is this Bogan thing? Is that it's
an Australian thing?
Is that Michael?
That's Bancroft.
That's Bancroft.
That's Bancroft.
Because we're getting raided right now by the Bogans. Yeah.
But this is that Rob Willis cover that you were talking about. It's got a
Bancroft. Yes, Bancroft sent us. God bless Michael Bancroft. Shrimp on the Barbie. That's not a knife. This is a knife.
Now that's a knife.
That's a knife. Yeah, here's Kanan's cover.
If I was in Australia, I would want to, like, I don't know if they have these professional or whatever, but I want to see somebody box a kangaroo.
Have you seen the dude who had to go, like the kangaroo had his dog in a headlock and the guy had to go up and basically box the kangaroo?
He punched the kangaroo in the face.
Punched the kangaroo to get him let him loose of his dog. Yeah. Those
The
kangaroos
thing is, they're little dickheads because I didn't know that they'll, is it eviscerate? They have like sharp, like talons on their
hind legs.
Yeah, with their hind legs, and they'll cut you right in the gut, man.
Yeah, and yeah, they're dangerous.
Yeah. But go check this out, you guys. Let's support this 17-year-old artist. Amarok looks fantastic. You're going to get a professional-looking book from a 17-year-old artist writer.
Yeah.
Which is pissing everybody off in the chat. That's an artist or aspiring artist. Yeah. What were you doing at 17? I sure as hell wasn't doing that. Yeah.
But
okay, well, we're gonna do something as a wrap up. Clint and I, and if Bob has anything, we're going to kind of give you a little bit of a preview of stuff that we're working on, stuff that we're going to do in the future. So Bob's got this cool thing he wants to show off. He wants to show off his thing on the live stream. So Clint, show off your thing. Your live thing.
Me or Bob?
Clint.
No, you said Bob.
You said me, and I was like, "What are you talking about? I ain't got nothing."
Oh, I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's late. I'm old.
I'll give one quick
disclaimer.
Show to the actual campaign, and then I'll show you like a little bit of fun artwork. But I'll share this first art.
Okay, I just have to hyper wizard said I think plenty of kangaroos end up fighting the front end of your car. I've seen them go at cars too, definitely. Or you just talking about like they get hit by cars. Oh, look at this. Maidens of Mayhem. Yeah.
So Maidens of Mayhem, still live in demand on Indiegogo. We're creeping up towards 30,000. I am working on the last 4 pages of the art book story. And once that is done, which should be like the next week or so here, I'm going to do one final closeout here on Pontificators, close out the book, and I'll be shipping this hopefully end of March, beginning of April. So Maidens of the Mayhem is nearly done and ready to go. So if you haven't backed this book yet, go check it out. Fun action adventure, 60 pages, an art book included in it with a ton of artwork and adult backup story. So definitely go check out this project. But I'll show you a little bit of the stuff I've been tinkering with now. I'll stop this.
Yeah, this is what I want to see.
Yeah. So let me.
One fun thing about like just doing these shows is a lot of artists show off like things that they're working on, either before the show or after the show. So Clint's been teasing us with some stuff. So this absolutely looks fantastic. I'm hoping you guys will dig it.
Yeah. So I've been working with another guy and just kind of like there's all kinds of new stuff out there. And this guy showed me like he took some of my artwork and monkeyed with it.
This is your line art.
This is line work from me now. This is Pirate Queen and Slave Girl, which I'll be launching this spring now. This will be the conclusion of the Pirate Queen saga, where she faces off against Slave Girl, which is another book that I did. If you get them confused, they're just a bunch of big boob bimbos fighting each other. But so this is line work from that. Let me get in here. But so yeah, I wanted to kind of monkey with and like do some stuff with it. This is some inked line work over the pencil blue lines. But then I've been talking with a guy, and he kind of messed around with it some for me. And so having some fun here with like some of the artwork, with some of the painted stuff, the digital stuff that people can do now. And this guy took my line work and kind of took it up to this. And I'm like blown away, like super excited about kind of the look that this gets. It kind of gives me the vibe of the old like heavy metal magazines, that really glossy, like fully painted kind of rendered look on it. So yeah, we've been having a lot of fun kind of messing around with this, and really excited.
Well,
with the
this
way
is
it
this is
turned
an
out.
experiment too. Like it's
Absolute
not just like
experiment.
it's
I haven't kind of
painted.
messed around with this. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because this is AI.
This is this guy, yeah, working with my line work to kind of do a finished rendered look over it. Yeah.
Yeah. Which I think is really interesting. Like I said, because like we were talking about this, like when we were talking about the whole AI thing, it was like, I wonder what would happen if you would take and compile your artwork into it and let it create something from your stuff, you know?
Exactly.
And so that's what you did. You took this and you went with that guy, and you're like,
Yeah.
here's my artwork. You know, let's see what it does when I feed all my artwork into it.
So
Yeah,
this is all hand drawn, you guys. I mean, this is Clint's artwork. You
Yeah.
saw
It's
the
my
line
artwork
work,
with
and then
with a
this
guy
is
rendering it through
it's
AI.
basically somebody just rendering it through AI. So if you look at the proportion, the faces, everything. I mean, this is Clint's work.
Do you have
So
the line work you lay
it's
over it?
AI, but it's basically AI just giving in like a more realistic take. I mean,
Mhm.
people can paint, over line art. I mean, you see it all the time. Alex Ross, paint over like even Jim Lee and stuff
There you
like
go.
that. So
Yeah, so, like-
there's the line art.
So yeah, like you like so like we were like when we were talking about that, we were having this really interesting conversation, and this guy stepped up and says, "Hey, I could show you that stuff." So Clint's been messing with him, and it's really interesting. Yeah, that's the thing. That's why we're talking about it, Jay Ryan. It's an interesting situation, but I think like
But
I
it's
don't-
not
I
it's
don't
not
know,
a slippery slope here. It's not. This
because
is
it's his
Clint's
art.
work. This is
Right.
Clint's work. Like it's basically he's hiring somebody to do a realistic rendering over the line art. It's not like Clint's like prompting, something. I mean, this is like a computer is finishing the
And the
rendering.
thing
That's
is
it.
it just depends on how you want to look at it, because some people can look at it as a slippery slope. To me, the way I'm looking at it is AI is out there. The toothpaste is out of the tube already. Like there's no shoving this back in. What I'm going to use this for probably
Shoving it back in.
yeah. Good luck with that.
Yeah, the genie's out of the bottle. So
What I'm thinking about doing is using my artwork and using some AI rendering, which like I can like for two things. I couldn't afford a colorist that would hand paint my stuff like that, and I couldn't wait around for a colorist to take long enough to hand paint that stuff.
And also, Bob, before you condemn this is
I'm not
just,
condemning. I'm just being like transparent.
I don't know. This sounds like condemning to me.
No, there was it was Ryan put slop in and then he put slope.
I
That's the
see.
same thing.
I'm glad I said something because it sounded like you're like, hey, this is I mean, this is just Clint messing
But
around,
the thing is,
taking advantage of the technology.
I'm looking at this for variant covers. So the artist, I mean, the fans are always going to have the option. It'll be a variant cover probably for one of the future books, but I'm also going to have like obviously my own. Well, this is my own artwork, but then like my own artwork painted by me too. But I can't emulate that painted look, and it's too cool. I see a lot of variant covers out there by people that maybe don't say that they're using whatever. I'm being upfront with whatever I'm doing. It's like there's a lot of variant. You see like 7 or 8 variant covers, and it's like everything is like to a level where you're like, oh, this looks weird.
But the thing that I really admire is all the proportion, those faces, all that stuff.
It's your
is
stuff.
You. It's not the computer. Like the computer did not draw this.
Well, but the computer, like there's variants. He showed me variants, and like the computer does change things. Like I'm using the version that's closest to what
And
right,
that's
but
not
you
what
wouldn't use those things
Yeah.
anyways. I mean, it is
But
an experimental kind of
but the
process
thing
right now.
is, it is fun looking at what the computer does.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yes.
I don't care where you fall on it, one side or the other. It's real interesting looking at the variations and the changes and the tweaks, because you'll get a lot of variations through this. So it's an experiment, definitely an experiment. Obviously, people have certain feelings about it one way or the other, and
But it
I'm
also
kind of,
depends on how you use it. It's
yeah,
a tool. It's just a freaking tool, just
yep,
like anything else. I remember people got all up in arms, where they go, "Hey man, this digital ink thing. How do you feel about that, Art? How do you
I
feel
remember.
about this? Going to put you out of work?" I remember Joe Quesada was talking to me like that, and I'm like, inking is inking. It is what it is. And if somebody wants to express themselves with what they were calling digital inks at the time, then fine, do it. If that's if it but I always said this, if it's to save money, that's not a creative decision. I don't have a lot of respect for that. But if it's somehow this is the way you want to express yourself, this is the way you want to tell your story, it's just a tool. It's just another tool. So I never condemned it, and I never had fear of it, because I knew what I could do with stuff that a computer couldn't do.
yeah.
And they still can't do. I mean, they would have to figure out how I did it, and then to emulate it. And so that still takes skill, and it takes time. So I guess an AI could do that now, but the thing is, it is just a tool, and the market, and the readers, the people that are picking up these books, buying the artwork, whatever it is, they're ultimately going to get to decide what they support, what they like, and what they don't like. You know what I mean? So, like, I never say never. And
Yeah.
I don't want to seem like one of those guys that is like, oh, this is going to be absolute horror. I think when it puts artists out of work, and it's done for the cheap, right? It's done for like to save money, then I don't think it has a lot of merit. But I
And the
think if
thing
it
is I don't think for interiors it's really going to work.
It
Like
won't.
like
At
it'll
least not right
work
now.
for a pinup. It'll work for like a standalone shot. And again, that's why I'm just playing around with it, tinkering with it for like, I'll have one variant cover that I do this kind of thing for. And to me, it's going to be about the fan feedback. If the fans think the cover's cool and it sells on the campaign, then okay, that's a win. And if it doesn't, if fans don't want to support that stuff, then it gives me the answer too. It's like, all right, this isn't worth pursuing, but I get a kick out of it. I think it's kind of fun.
It's cool to see too.
I think the fans like the art, like that painting style. To me, it's like, wow. I would love to be able to get that kind of painting style, but
And
I can't pull that off. But I can
yeah.
get it. So
and you still,
why
and
not
like
use it?
just like you were showing us before, there is still like that shadow issue that you're trying to figure out. So it doesn't. So it can't do everything.
Well, and it's
Right.
like you can tinker with it. Like you can
Yeah.
tinker endlessly with it, and that's. And again, this is my first attempt at all this, and I'm working with another guy who's more knowledgeable than me, and
Yeah.
so
It looks like a lot of fun, man. I
it is.
can't.
I've had a blast doing it. It's been fun. If the fans like it, and again, it's an experiment, but I'm not going to stick my head in the sand and be like, oh yeah, it's there. Like, I'm going to mess around with it and have a little bit of fun.
I do have to defend this. Okay, what is that? Godblade. Google AI for images proved AI has serious limitations for now. For now, it has serious limitations. But like the way Clint is using it, I kind of like, because it's still
Art.
Clint's drawing.
So
It's just putting a window dressing over the image that's already there. So if it's completely just generated from AI, and like, they're using it for like concept art, or what are the things we speculated on the Pontificators, is that a writer, if they can prompt AI, they can take the art out of the equation, right? Or at the very least, they can create the design for the character. So like somebody like Jack Kirby and Stan Lee, those kind of combinations in comics can be eradicated, because now Stan Lee, if you think about it, Stan Lee was a current writer. He could generate all those images on his own if he knew how to prompt them properly, you know.
Yeah, I think AI, and like Pablo actually had a good way of putting this, is artists are actually the most qualified people to use AI correctly.
Yeah.
So like if an artist like Clint, like he made, this is his work. This is his stuff. He's not using somebody else's stuff. This is his stuff. And he's just playing with it to see what he can produce from it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think that's something that's a lot more ethical than like, you know, somebody saying like, take this drawing and make me a composite of it from all this other shit, you know?
Right.
I think there's a difference there. So
yeah, and we'll see where it's going to go. I do think a lot of studios are looking at it as just a way to save money.
Yeah.
And like I said, I just don't think that's the right approach to take with it.
My curiosity is the fan reaction.
mm-hmm.
If like fans enjoy the look of what I'm doing with the variant cover, and that's going to be the experiment for me once I launch a campaign and use this as a variant cover, because it is all about the fans. And like, I understand some artists are getting bent out of shape about it, and I understand why, because it's going directly after your business. But I don't think it is going after your business that much, because show me the first AI created comic book out there. Like, everybody's like, oh, this is going to like steal people's jobs.
Yeah.
Well, show me an example of that.
The closest I've seen is someone did in Japan, someone did a manga, and I use the term loosely because the artwork doesn't, it's got that like that manga kind of look to the anatomy and things like that, but it looks like a bunch of painted stuff, you know? And
once again, if there's an audience for it, then fine, you know, different strokes, different folks. But the thing is, I just think you have to use it for the right reasons and not the wrong. Like, all technology is just another tool to use. But I do think
a toy. It's a toy that you're experimenting with. It's
right. Like, and will it put somebody out of business? I'm sure it will. But I'm also still drawing
48-page interiors hand drawn by me. Mm-hmm. But I'm like playing with like a new toy and seeing what it does, and whether fans like it or not. If they don't like it, it doesn't sell. Guess what? It's out the door. But
I think it would be interesting to, like, if you could prompt somebody or one of these AIs to draw just like you draw, like a comic book. Like,
well, yeah, if you put enough of your own interior art in there, I thought that's one of the things I thought about is like, just to kill off a couple pages that save you on deadlines, you put enough of your own interior art in there, and then it cranks out like 3 or 4 pages of stuff that looks like you, and it's like all of a sudden, hey, that's a week and a half that I didn't have to draw, and I get the book done that much faster. Like,
here's the thing, though,
what crosses your mind as an artist.
As long as you're upfront about it, say, hey, some of these pages were created with AI, but it was created from feeding all of my artwork and line work into it and having it make an interpretation of what I wanted.
Right.
So like,
it's a version of your artwork because it came.
So
it's like the DNA is yours.
So it's like I agree that like to a certain extent, like that would be like if you like, it's a discussion to be had. Okay, but that's a different discussion than, hey, I'm going to type these prompts in here and I want you to go out onto the internet and find art from all these different people that don't know that you're using their talent and their art and create a composite. And I'm going to call it mine. It's a completely different thing.
I'm going to have to let Clint answer this because I'm not sure. I'm not really familiar with the process. So just to play devil's advocate, what's to stop Clint from tracing these colors and saying they were colored with AI? No. I don't really understand.
I'm a little confused by that question.
I'm not sure. I mean,
because I don't think you can trace colors. I mean, you can superimpose it over another image, but I think the colors are specific to that piece of artwork. So I don't think you can trace colors the way you could trace a piece of line art or something.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure.
And then like Pablo says, it's like Greg Glenn has made a career of tracing. So there's always that. And the thing is, like everything I've seen by AI, it all looks the same. Like it all has a similar look to it. So it doesn't look like an individual created it. It looks homogenized. It looks like AI. I mean, it can do some pretty fantastic stuff, but it still doesn't, it still kind of all fits into this category. And I think it's just a trend. And if a lot of stuff comes out, it looks like that, and it's all kind of the same, it's derivative, people are going to get bored with it. And they're going to move on after a while anyway, because that's how these things work. And especially if there's no merit involved, then it may just be a quick trend. But like Hollywood's going to use it for development. It is fantastic for development. Like I said, writers could write a script and they could create characters on paper. And if they're working with a guy that can prompt this stuff, then they could actually come up with visuals, a visual presentation to sell a movie script with. Like it would be invaluable if you think about it.
Visualization,
yeah, it's all previs, right? So you can previs your own script. You can come up with environments. You can do all that. You don't have to hire a concept guy, but you're also limiting yourself because there's some really good people out there that have really unique visions. So you're still going to be handcuffed by these prompts, but you can give an executive an idea visually what your story is. Or if you're creating a comic book, you can do the same thing if you're a writer, and then you can hand this off to an artist and say, this is kind of what I'm thinking for a visual for the character, kind of thing. So there is a use for it that I can see, but also I do think it's got a lot of strings and you can't hide them. So there's going to be people that are going to see through the BS with this stuff. And I think that it's unless it's able to reinvent itself as it goes, which it probably will. Right now, I think it's homogenized. It's all kind of looks similar, so you can tell.
So I think what Ryan was trying to say is what is, and he's not, to be clear, I'm not saying that's what Clint's doing.
Is this it right here?
Yeah. What he said, no, it's actually the one up. It's like
I think he's like thinking like, what if you like
trace?
You worked backwards from the colored art
to create the line art.
Yeah,
and like
no, you're not right.
No, he's not. But he's saying, what's to stop?
Oh, that's the tracing. That's the tracing aspect of it.
That's the thing is. Yeah,
but the thing is, you could use the photograph now. Like,
and I think there are people that are doing what he's saying right now.
Greg Land,
So you could work either way, backwards or forwards from it.
Yeah,
and I mean, I do use models as reference and stuff, but I hand draw everything, so it's like,
I think, like you said,
you get into some murky grays here, and I mean, I guess if somebody wanted to do it that way, they could, but it's like. At a certain point, you also have to draw a book, and it's like 48 pages, 60-page book. It's like you got to put the work in to do all this stuff. Again, this is, like I said, a little experiment that I'm tinkering with because AI is this new tool and curiosity, if nothing else. I wanted to kind of like tinker with it, and this
it's a worthy pursuit. I mean, your first time out, I think it looks fantastic. It has potential, and I don't fault you, and I don't think people really. I mean, they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, and it's not like I'm trying to trick anybody. It's like I've been drawing comic books and putting out crowdfunding books for a while, so it's like when if I use this as a variant cover, which is kind of the plan, like I'll let people know exactly what this is, and you can look at it by telling. It's like I didn't hand paint that cover, so you can it's pretty obvious. So
and then you can choose to back that variant or not,
Right.
So
but there is like just the way we're talking about it now, there is this nervousness about like how much animosity, or like, are people going to hate something where you use an AI coloring kind of thing? Or, it's like even messing around with it is a little bit of a nervous process because, like I said, I'm having fun doing it, but then our fans not going to like it. So you got to kind of weigh the pros and the cons of all that stuff, because obviously I'm not trying to alienate backers, but I also think it's kind of fun and cool, and I think some fans will really get a kick out of it. So
Yeah.
it's kind of that fine edge of kind of like messing with something around, but is it going to bite you in the ass because people are going to hate it, kind of thing?
I don't think it will. Not the way you're doing it. I mean, there's a lot of ways that you could do it where people probably wouldn't be cool with it. But I think the way you're doing it is fine. You're just testing the waters, just see what's out there. And I think that's fine.
Yeah, especially in like Clint, like Art said, man. Like if you just check the tennis and say, "Hey guys, what do you think about this?"
Yeah,
So, but I think we're probably about time we should.
Yeah, I'm going to show us some stuff too. So we are losing great artists all the time, and their knowledge is lost with them and not being passed on. Yeah, I mean Disney, stopped training guys, by like the old guys would train the new guys. Even early Marvel stuff, you had bullpen. Those guys, if you lived in New York, they'd take you under their wing, and kind of pass on knowledge. Even editorially speaking, they would do the same. So there is going to be some of the stuff that's going to be lost to time, but I mean that's always going to be the case, right? It's all like progress. How progressive is it really? Is it better or is it worse? I'm not one of those guys that just accepts technology to like, oh, it's the new thing. I have to see merit. So before I do something, I have to see how this is going to improve my life. Is it going to improve my life? And will it better like my work or whatever? So I weigh the odds before I jump in. I know friends that it's technology, it's new technology. They're just like kids in candy stores, but to each his own. All right, let me share this. Okay, so this should be non-controversial. Hopefully you like it. So this is stuff that I've been fooling around with. So this is like some new design work for black and white. So this is the black suit. So can you guys see this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Would you
so
spill coffee all over the bottom of the page?
I spilled some tea. Yeah. So yeah, this is me just kind of playing around with some new designs. The new story arc is going to have like some new characters, new designs, and so this is just me playing around. And one of the things about designing things by hand is you do these turnarounds, so you want to see how the suit or how the design works from all the different angles. And once I go to this extent, just these turnarounds, then I do things in deep space. So I'll put the character in poses, things like that, and see, how the suit holds up, because you got to draw these things, a billion times. So I know the suit is very busy, but I also want to see how it works from all the angles, because sometimes things look funky, from certain angles, and they don't quite work. So that's kind of why you do a lot of these drawings, at the starting phase. So then this is one of those things where this is a slight variation of the suit that I just showed. So I'm kind of playing with, maybe they're going to be carrying some bigger firepower, some more like rifles, some plasma rifles, things like that. Also playing with the black suit and the white suit, where maybe they have like more gear that's built into the suit, like maybe some kind of cannons, hand cannons.
Well, he's the gun guy, right? Yeah, yeah. He's the gun guy. She's like, so her stuff should be like maybe less gear and like more streamlined, because she's the hand-to-hand fighter.
Exactly. So she'll be like more like, I'm thinking of slight variations of martial arts weaponry, but it'll be like with a high-tech spin on it. And so, yeah, he'll have, and I'm thinking I do want to do some scenes because like hot girls with big guns, it's kind of sexy. So I'm thinking that there's going to be a scene like that where she picks up some major firepower and uses it. I always hate like knee pad designs, so you can see me kind of on this
playing with
like
it,
trying to figure out like how to make it work.
Maybe make it less like a knee pad and more like the suit has like an endoskeleton built into it.
Like underneath, like the heavier.
It's like maybe instead of the knee pad like being like a big thing like that, there's a small thing and then there's like some joints on the sides.
Yeah, definitely. Just playing with some of that stuff because also these are more form-fitting suits, so they're not bulky, so you can't really do too much. I'm not sure I like the shoulder pads. I think they might be a little too big. And also shoulder pads are kind of a bitch to draw, especially when the guy's got his arms over his head,
Oh God, yeah.
It gets real problematic and sometimes it can look kind of funky. So I'm thinking he's probably not going to have these huge shoulder pads, but I was just playing with some ideas here.
I like it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
But I like that, like maybe instead of the shoulder pads, do like a segmented plate muscle thing, like a gun on his abdomen.
Yeah, with kind of like shoulder muscles, like
yeah,
where you emulate.
Like the suit maybe has like small, instead of one big shoulder pad protecting it, it's got smaller plates that are like designed like the muscles that are
Oh,
on
I
top
see.
of it.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah,
got
this
like,
one right here, like what I did is it's kind of like let me find my cursor. It's kind of like a padded, like you can kind of see where it's raised over here. I don't know if you see my cursor. So it's kind of raised. So this is like a type of pad, and then it's like has that under skeleton like you were talking about, but it kind of it's still raised, but it's kind of there's like 3 levels to it. So there's the chest level, there's this like what looks like trim level, and then there's this pad that's over that, and then the pad goes across the shoulders, and then it holds on. Like this is going to be like a battery pack because I want them to have more power, more stuff like that. One of the things I didn't get to play upon in the volume 1 and 2 is that these things can be depleted, kind of like the Green Lantern power ring. So I think what I'm going to do early on in this story is to show them using their suits and the suits being depleted of power. So then they have to use this kind of backup power that they can kind of use, or if they need more power, they can use that. So that's kind of some of the ideas behind the design.
Maybe as it runs out of power, maybe pieces of it pop off, so you're not dragging it around.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, like kind of like a rocket, like the boosters.
Yeah, like that back piece, like it just detaches off of them.
And then you can plug a new one on.
Plug a new one in, yeah.
Yeah, like a actual battery pack. Yeah, that'd be cool. And then this is I got a whole bunch of new villains that I'm bringing in, and this is a character. Oh, thanks. This is a character. Her name's Juju, and she was from the original not miniseries, actually the ongoing. So I introduced her there. We only got to see her once, and then the book was I had to let it go and go back to Marvel because the money at Image dried up. But yeah, so this is me playing around with some designs. I like this. I showed Ethan Van Sciver this, and he said, "Is that a mask or is that her real face?" So I never thought about it as a mask, but it kind of does look like a mask,
totally.
but kind of where like the lower jaw and the mouth isn't a mask. Like it's just like
just see the over the mouth from the face up, like
like this. Where that big thick black design is there.
Mayan death mask or the Mexican Day of the Dead kind of thing.
Yeah, and I what I want to do is like she's a technomancer or whatever. Like she uses technology. So I wanted the design to look like a skull, but there's like these geometric shapes that are more kind of like techno based because this is also a future tense story. So is this it? Yeah. Here's me playing with some more kind of design elements with her suit. So Yeah, so she's able to raise the dead. So I was thinking originally zombies, but I'm like zombies have kind of been played out.
More like
So I'm
a biotech kind of like nanotech thing.
Yeah, her powers. Yeah, so she can use like supernatural. She's got like supernatural abilities, but she's able to focus them through technology. So like she raises the dead between the skill or the like spells and the technology. So I'm thinking like she has like this apparatus that she would plug into the ground like over a grave, and then she would channel, the supernatural through that and then be able to raise the dead. But one of the things is I always like the Sinbad. Remember when the fight of all the skeletal warriors, they had shields and swords and shit like that. That's kind of what I want to do. When she raises the dead, maybe I guess some of them, if they're newly dead, they would have some flesh, but I kind of want to do more skeletal like warriors. Because I just dig like drawn skeletons. I think they're pretty badass and they're a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember there was a book I read where basically it was magic and technology were mixed together. And
yeah,
so
and
when they this guy, like one of the things he would do is like he had this thing he would inject people with, and it would literally turn them into like techno zombies.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking, and that's how she can control them and stuff. And I'm thinking she's pretty powerful, but with the technology, she's even more so. Which makes her quite a foe. And also, you don't usually see these type of characters in future stories. So future 10 stories have used supernatural elements before, but I'm thinking kind of like old school, like juju magic, that kind of like New Orleans kind of Louisiana kind of thing.
Kind of like a pop a leg butt kind of thing.
Yeah, and then just bring it into this. And also I just God, I want to see Black and White just mangle a bunch of these skeletal warriors. There's one thing I always liked as a kid. I like when the X-Men would go in the danger room and whenever they fight, like whenever Wolverine would fight human beings, he couldn't really use the claws. But in the danger room against like robots, he could, So I want to give foes to Black and White that they can just destroy.
Knock the shit out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I dig the skeletons though, man. That's awesome.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. And so this is just also what you want to do when you do these development things. You want to put the characters in environments and things like that and see how they hold up. So I hope you guys like it. That's like a little treat of what's in store for Black and White. And
Cool.
Also what I want to do with this book right here, man, we're going, this is epic live stream, is oodles of doodles and other stuff too. I want to bring this book back. It's probably going to be my next crowdfund. But what I want to do with your help is add pages to this so we could rebuild this thing better, faster, stronger. So I'm thinking we could do a new cover, and I've been taking a lot of commissions. Oops, that's the wrong.
Ooh, look at this.
Look at that.
Big faces.
Is I've been doing like CG characters. So I have a bunch of CG characters that I could do. We could do a section in the art book that's focused on CG characters. And also we could do Black and White preview, since this book will come out before the next, I'm calling it Sins of the Father, which I'm writing right now. And so before that comes out, you can get a preview of stuff like that I just showed off. So I think it'll be a fun book. And so you got that to look forward to. And we're going to do the pre-launch. We're going to put that up very, very soon. As soon as Black and White goes into fulfillment. And I'm sorry, I know I'm taking so much time, but
yeah, good, man.
No,
but also, yeah, we got these back from the printer. So
look at that glossy.
These are like the covers. These are the actual printed
That looks
covers.
gorgeous.
Nice. The square bounds.
So we got that. There's the Kenneth Roquefort.
Nice.
We're gonna bring this back when we close out, you guys. So wait, I'm hitting the wrong button. God
Yeah,
here we go. Here we go.
There you go.
Yeah. So we're going to bring this back. So this was the 72-hour variant. So when we close out, we're going to bring this sucker back. So if you guys missed out on this and still wanted to pick up a copy, we're going to bring this bad boy back. And here's the whole book, you guys.
Man,
This is the printed book here.
Nice.
That looks great.
And I almost flipped it over as like, oh, but that would be the last page.
Freaking great.
I won't do that. And thank you guys. We've been getting a bunch of support this week. It's neat to see a campaign like Black and White that's been in demand for as long as it have still get some love. I know there's a lot of people that wait till the last, when you're going to go fulfill to back. So if there are some of you guys, feel free to back. And I'm going to post an update very, very soon and let you guys know what's happening with the printing and all that other stuff. But it's at the printers right now. The book is done, and we're going to be going into fulfillment very, very soon. And where's that other one? I think this is Pedro's book right here. So I got the make ready for that too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Pedro never made it back.
No,
Yeah,
he did. I'm worried about him. Yeah.
His internet was pretty wonky, I think.
His internet's taking a crap.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he is from down under.
Yeah. Crikey.
So thank you guys. Skeletons are funny. No, they're gonna be scary skeletons. All right, man. Well, this was a fun show. Bob came up with Bob always loves to support these CG books. He loves the independent market. He loves the independent spirit. So we have Bob to thank for this topic. So thank you, Bob. Man, you're not going to find a more generous person in this industry. Bob asks very little. I don't think he's ever asked for anything, but he supports all these books. He's a big comic man.
The dead will come due.
Like the mafia. Remember all those times.
But
yeah,
I mean, just a lot of stuff to look forward to, like guys, especially and Clint. Like, dude, I'm really interested to see what people think about those covers, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just such a cool subject and discussion.
I figure it's worth trying once and seeing.
Yeah.
But just seeing all the work that you guys do, man. It's as a fan on the outside looking in, it's freaking awesome.
I find skeletons funny because of Army of Darkness.
Oh God, yeah!
Let's get the hell out of here.
Well, you know what?
We're funny because of Army of Darkness.
Yeah, you can. There is a funny side of it, where you can knock heads off, and you can have
when
them.
you
can do that with zombies too, where they look for
another skeleton with it.
Yeah, where you can have the skeleton looking for his head and puts on, another skeleton's head or something. I don't know. You can do stuff like that, but the thing is, like Black and White isn't a serious book. This is like Big Trouble in Little China, so anything goes. So it can get ridiculous if we choose to. So when you read Black and White, just know that tongue is in cheek. This is not meant to be meant to be serious. All right, man. Well, this is always a blast. Thank you guys so much. Like I said earlier, there's a lot of competition, and we appreciate you guys tuning in. Anybody catching this on the reruns, we appreciate you as well. I think Pontificators does pretty well in the rerun the days after. So we do appreciate tweets, any shout outs. We do appreciate it. And all the campaigns that we highlighted today, go check them out. If you like what you see, back them. And just thanks, you guys. Thanks from the bottom of my heart for all the support and all the love that you give us. So we appreciate it. Have a great night, and we'll see you next week. Take care.
Bye.